Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Get Off the Damn Fence. I'm Larry Carson, joined each and every week by Calvin Thomas, Justin B. here, the Barber Harris. A quarter frog right in my throat as I was trying to say it. My bad.
They a robot, yo.
Yo,
This dude's material
I was
candidate
trying
out
to
here, yo.
follow through. My bad.
He glitched out.
I've been fighting. Anyway, gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight? Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Calvin, what's going on?
Man, not much. Ready for next football season.
Oh Lord, Justin, what's up with you?
Ain't nothing, man. Somebody glitched my man out, yo. Hit the reset button.
It's been one of them evenings. Anyway, we thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We got a lot to cover. But, you know what it is? This weekend is the Super Bowl. Let's get into it without further ado. And I'm going to keep it simple. You know what I mean? This matchup is not,
Boring.
You call it boring? Really? That's how you feel? Expound.
I was going to go through your soliloquy.
No. I'm just saying, like, it's not, two teams at the beginning of the year. You wouldn't have picked these names out of a hat. None of us did. I mean, I can pull it up right now. We planned out from the beginning of the year who we thought would be going that far, and none of us had the Patriots and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, it is proof that if you put together a campaign and make yourself a player, you can make it all the way to the big game. So shout out to Sam Darnold, Drake May, second-year player, all the way in the Super Bowl. Calvin, your thoughts initially on what you expect this Sunday between these two teams?
I expect Seattle to exert their dominance and show why they're the best team in the NFC. I don't see much more. I think the AFC as a whole has been down this year. I think Seattle in a tough division against San Francisco and LA clearly came up on top. And I think they've been one of the best teams the last 3 months of football, especially on defense led by Mike McDonald. I think they are at every position. They are better than New England, except the head coach. I'll give the edge to Vrabel in that position. But across the board, I think they're better. I expect a 10-point, 14-point victory from Seattle. That's what I expect to see between this defense. If you want to say the one thing that I am concerned about is the lack of Zach Charbonnet in the passing game and in that pass and also in the pass defense, because he's a better blocker than Kenneth Walker. But besides that, I don't want to bring up the New England schedule. I'm not going to bring up what happened in the playoffs, but Seattle's been tested as well. Mm-hmm. I think Seattle should come. If Seattle does not win this ball game, to me, it says more about either the lack of preparation or how the lights were too big versus New England just dominating this ball game. New England's a great story in Drake May. They're New England. Everyone in New England's glad to see that back, but I don't see how they match up, at least on paper, with Seattle. So why I don't expect them to compete too much in this game.
Wow. Justin, what you think?
I think we are at ground zero. It's circa 2001, 2002.
Oh Lord.
This is where we're at again. History has a funny way of repeating itself, and I think this is where we're at. Just something about the Patriots, man. Like, as soon as you just want to count them out saying that they're not going to win a game, they find a way to win. No matter what the situation is, no matter what the outcome, no matter what the condition, no matter what the weather, they are coming out on top. So in the situation, I think I haven't checked Vegas yet, but I believe it from the odds are just looking, I feel like they're the underdogs here. And I was
Seattle by like 4.5 last I checked.
That's significant. That's significant. So yeah, I truly believe that the pitch is going to find a way to win this game. It's either that or JSN has a phenomenal game. I think he might be maybe odds on favor to win MVP over even the quarterback Sam Darnold. But listen, man, at the end of the day, Sam Darnold's going Sam Darnold. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. One of these games,
he's for like a month.
Fall back. and it's going to happen. So it's going to be in the Super Bowl. Why not? So
King of hate.
I understand. By luck or by crook, it don't matter. They there. And at the end of the day, I feel as if they're going to make enough plays. I believe out of nowhere, Henderson is going to have a phenomenal game because I think I'm not saying they kept on ice just because of this moment, but they have been putting Ramondre as the main back, the lead back, the focus, and I think it's time for a switch up. Why not during the Super Bowl in a sense? Because he did help you get there when it comes to the regular season play. Yeah. So I believe a lot is at play here. Both defenses are going to play well. Special teams are going to be at a premium, which does kind of favor Seattle. I'm not going to lie about that, but I think that also includes field goal kicking and things of that nature. And it's just apropos. It's time to see, like, let's start asking us questions, man. Is Drake May the next Tom Brady? Let's start now. I'm here for it.
I mean, it's definitely going to be a discussion if he's able to win. But again, let's break it down a little bit. If you look at offensively, 28 points a game, they pretty much evenly matched there. This is regular season, of course. Now, the Patriots had one of the easiest schedules, and I think the Seahawks may have had one of the more difficult schedules coming out of the NFC West. But total yards, Patriots put up more yards. Passing game, Patriots. Rushing yards, Patriots. And then look at the giveaways. Sam Darnold, I think, led the NFL in interceptions, didn't he, Calvin?
Yes.
If not, he was very high up there. So if you're just looking at raw data on paper, there is reason to believe why the Patriots would win a game like this. But then let me go a step further. Let's look at defensively. Look, both of them about even, giving up 17, 18 points a game. 295 to 285. I mean, look at this. Right down the middle, basically, like, it's pretty evenly matched. Now, Seattle forces more turnovers, but they also give the ball away. So kind of a wash in that regard. But if you look at the playoffs, and I think this is important, how you play at this time of year. Well, yeah, we can look at what you did all year long, but if you get hot, and I think we've seen many teams like this, if you get on a roll, especially a quarterback, and he finds his groove, we saw it with Joe Flacco. The year we won the Super Bowl. Joe had a 4-game run that, look.
Best 4 games of his career.
Best 4 games, and he a made man. If Sam Darnold can go out there and play like he did against the Rams last week, 2 weeks ago, he a made man. But look at the other side, Drake May, I don't know, guys. He been looking kind of shaky to me. Now, you might say, look at the defenses he's been playing. But, okay, here go another one of them defenses coming up. Seattle ain't no slouch. We've seen Seattle make some guys look bad. And you might say, yeah, Matthew Stafford put up some numbers against him, but that's Matthew Stafford. And they played him 3 times. You know what I mean? Like, this will be Drake May's first time seeing that Seattle defense. That's important. And I think he's in for a rude awakening. Look, if I'm going to pick the game, because this is it. This is our final. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks, man. They're the favorite for a reason. I think they're more balanced. I think they have some dogs on defense. I think they got playmakers on offense. JSN is proven to be one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver this season in the league. Yeah, I just think Sam's going to get that monkey off his back, and I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. Calvin, who you got?
Oh, I got Seattle, and I'm taking the points. I'm taking that 3.5. I think it'll climb up a tick, maybe 4.5, maybe even 5 by game time. But like you said, look at recently, and even look at all the stats from the entire year. Who's the best offense in New England's played? It's Buffalo. They played them once. When they played the Jets, they played 2 different quarterbacks.
They played them twice.
When they played Miami, they played 2 different quarterbacks. Tua played one, I wouldn't say Carson Beck, but I don't think that's what it is. Played the other one. Some of those defensive stats could be inflated just a tick. And like you said, Sam Darnold, but this is a great defense in Seattle who we've seen shut down the Rams, San Francisco twice in the span of 4 weeks. When you have a great head coach, a great offensive head coach, Kyle Shanahan, and he couldn't figure them out twice in the span of 3 weeks. Look, Drake May's time may be here, but Sam Darnold's gonna be the first quarterback in the class of 2018 to win a Super Bowl. As awkward as that sounds, so I'm just getting prepared to say that, and prepared to. I'm not gonna. He's not. We saw what happened last year against Minnesota. This is a completely different team with a better head coach a better defensive head coach in my opinion, a better all-around roster, a better offense as well. I think it's just their time. This is their time. When Seattle was dominant, they seem to make it. And when on defense, they are dominant this year, in my opinion. So I got Seattle.
Justin, who you got?
If it wasn't clear before,
yeah, we know.
I'm going with the incumbent Tom Brady and the New England Patriots to win it all. Shout out to Stephon, man. Go ahead and get your ring, dog.
You know, I was feeling a little, uneasy about my bet, but the fact that Justin took him, I feel great now. I mean,
my playoff record is phenomenal. I just want to throw that out there. We haven't really been updating that type of thing, but my playoff record been pretty on the up and up. Just want to throw that out there.
Man, it is what it is.
I mean, you can't go anywhere but up from your regular season. So
that's semantics at this point.
All the way up.
Neither here nor there.
500, you still an improvement.
Other news over the past week in the NFL before we get into some NBA stuff. Declan Doyle is the new offensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. Last week on this very program, it seemed like Calvin was leaning towards a Cliff Kingsbury. There were some other names that people were throwing out there, possibly the offensive, maybe the quarterback coach for the Rams, or it was some other names, but this name never came up in any of the discussions I was hearing from anybody. But Declan Doyle was the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, and a lot of people saying, well, why wouldn't that be a name that, Caleb did good last year? But a lot of people say, well, you're the offensive coordinator when Ben Johnson called all the plays and basically coordinates everything. And the question would, people said he was with Sean Payton, so he got some experience there.
Didn't call plays.
Absorbed a lot. Didn't call plays there either. So a guy who has never called a play is now Lamar Jackson's lead play caller, and will be expected to keep this offense at a high pace and follow Todd Monken, who built 2 MVP campaigns for Lamar Jackson over the last 3 years. It's going to be interesting. I'm not burying the guy. I'm not casting aspersions on his name, but it's very interesting. Calvin, as the resident hopeologist around here, what's your thoughts?
This is something that I didn't anticipate.
Speak up! I can't hear you.
Just the simple fact that he has not called plays is my biggest reservation, because you have a first-time offensive coordinator who's been under some great head coaches, been under Sean Payton, been under Ben Johnson. We saw what he did with Caleb Williams out there in Chicago, but he has yet to call plays for an offense. And then you have your head coach who's going to call plays on defense. He's going to be occupied with that. So you can make the argument Declan Doyle has full reign on this offense, because your head coach is going to be really entrenched in the defense in addition to his head coaching duties. So you're putting a lot of trust into a 29-year-old first-time play calling Declan Doyle. Only thing I'll say is Minter has to have some trust in him. He has to have seen something in him. He has to have seen the knowledge that he's taken from 2 great offensive head coaches in Sean Payton and Ben Johnson. I'm open to see it, but the thing that will really stand out is in my opinion, do we get a Lamar Jackson extension? Because that lets me know that he's in this for the long haul with his coaching staff as well. Does he trust his coaching staff? What's his communication with his coaching staff? Has he spoke with Declan Doyle? I'm assuming he spoke with Minter since he come on board, but I have a little bit of reservations because I just wanted someone with some experience. If you're going to have a first-time head coach that's also going to call defense, I want someone on offense that has at least called plays before, at least knows has that trust, and we've seen his pedigree and we've seen what he's done before. You have Declan Doyle. He's been at the helm of some power offenses, but he's never called plays. And you can't just say that's something you just learn on the fly, would it be taken lightly? So I'm a little concerned, but we'll see.
Justin, what's your thoughts?
Look, it's one thing that I had to look at, because sometimes with y'all, I got to find like stats that no one would bring up, that type of stuff. And as I was looking through his history, I guess one is two things: is a pro and a con. I guess the con will be Sean Payton. He was a part of his staff. I think he was a TE coach, and he didn't necessarily think highly enough of him to kind of let him upgrade himself through his ranking. So he just let him go. That could be concerning. But Ben Johnson picked him up, and he had a season, right? Caleb Williams did look better. Now, what could he bring to a Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, arguably should be 3-time MVP? What do you do? How do you make him better? Well, the thing that I guess Chicago did a little bit more than other teams was they wasn't necessarily operating in the shotgun. So there was a lot of under center formations. Now, when you look at the numbers, who will probably be the best quarterback out of a certain amount of attempts operating underneath the center? It's Lamar Jackson by far. His numbers are crazy accurate when it comes to playing underneath the center. He just chooses to play in shotgun a lot. Why? Because he's Lamar Jackson. He can do more things. He can see people coming. We get all those things. So maybe there's a sweet spot here that he can instill, maybe tell Lamar Jackson. It's hard to tell another 29-year-old because they're the same goddamn age. But he could help enforce him, or maybe give him positive reinforcement saying, yo, you're the best quarterback in the league underneath center. So maybe that can help you, which would then, Derrick Henry, he operated like the majority of his career underneath center, right? In that formation. So it does tend well to your offense that, hey, what I do here, I can implement it in Baltimore, and that can be even better. If you thought what we did in Chicago was fire, wait till you see what we can do in Baltimore. So that's the only positive. It's a lot of negative. It's a lot of uncertainty. It's a lot of things that they took a gamble on, in which when you have you're trying to be a Super Bowl team. That's what you're thinking. You got a multiple-time MVP. Every year is a Super Bowl year. So it's a lot of gutsy calls here, but this is the only positive I can get out of that. Maybe, just maybe, they can keep defenses just unprepared when it comes to having to play the Baltimore Ravens this upcoming season. But it ain't a lot of positives.
Let me say this. I kept it very PC while I set up the segment. You know what I mean? I let both y'all get this is the dumbest.
Jesus.
Look, man.
Jeez.
And Justin, you kind of alluded to my point. Todd Monken is a seasoned offensive mind in the NFL. And yes, if you looked at the last 3 years, Lamar has been under center a lot more. Go back and look at it. A lot more. And that's not what he likes to do. Before that, he was in the pistol. Remember we used to run the pistol all the time, Calvin? That was his bread and butter under Greg Roman. Oh, let's RPO it. Let's pistol.
We could do shotgun and yeah.
Monken said, get your ass underneath the center and let's run this rock. This one we had Gus. Gus was running hard, made it all the way to the AFC Championship game. Like JK got hurt, but Gus was running hard. We go out and get Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry. And Lamar is fighting Todd Monken about not wanting to be under center. A veteran coach. So you telling me, like you just said,
I tried.
A 29-year-old who's the same exact age as Lamar Jackson is going to get in there and say, hey, Lamar, run this play. Lamar going to do whatever the hell he want to do. And that's the problem. Look, we can sugarcoat this. We can dress it up. I love the talent that is Lamar Jackson. But one of the biggest problems with the Ravens of 2025 was Lamar Jackson. It was his health and his refusal to conform. Coming off of what should have been 2 back-to-back MVP seasons. Calvin, am I wrong? Like, this offense was good enough for you to have Mark Andrews in the corner of the end zone in Buffalo with a pass that hit him in his chest. Let's not act like this. We were just got blown out the year before. Like an interception that Lamar threw on an ill-advised throw kind of turned that game, but we got back into it. And then 2 fumbles. A fumble by Mark Andrews in the middle of the field, a fumble by Zay Flowers. No, Zay didn't even play. What am I talking about? Zay wasn't there. A drop by Mark Andrews. And Lamar did fumble as well.
Mark Andrews fumbled too.
I said a drop, but he had to drop in the corner. He had to fumble in the middle field, and Lamar fumbled, and Lamar threw that interception in the first half. But that's not play calling. That's execution. And you go out and throw the whole baby out with the bathwater, and you thinking, oh, this Super Bowl ready team in your mind, we're going to get back there with Declan Doyle? But I'm not done. Another decision was made this week. Now, look, Zach Orr needed to go. I was always for that move. But did you go out and get, some hot, big-time defensive coordinator? You go out and get Anthony Weaver?
I don't explain your problem with that. I don't see that doesn't matter to me.
What do you mean it don't matter?
Because Mentor's calling defense.
Is he officially calling defense?
He's calling the defense. So Anthony Weaver is de facto.
He officially calling the defense?
Yes.
Where'd you hear that from?
He said in his press conference.
He's taking over the play calling.
He has the play calling duties for the defense. So, and de facto, Anthony Weaver is a defensive coordinator who does not call plays, similar to what Declan Doyle did, similar to someone Declan Doyle did in Chicago on the offense, similar to a lot of head coaches. So he's tying his wagon to this defense that Mentor is going to improve, and hope that gets him a head coaching job.
So why not keep Zach Orr if he's not going to call plays?
I don't think you're going to keep.
He already knows personnel. He already knows strengths and weaknesses.
I don't think you're going to. You don't keep anybody from your former coach.
People do it all the time. People do it all the time.
I don't see that.
So you go get Anthony Weaver to do what? If you're not going to call plays on defense, I can see offense.
I mean,
you're the head coach, but defense.
You still got somebody that got to get the rotations. I don't mind Weaver because he's familiar with the personnel. He can assist Mentor in that faction, but he's not calling defense. So he doesn't have his hand on defense as much as he did in Miami. I don't see the problem with this one.
I think it's a bad decision. You're a rookie head coach. You've never run a team before. You've never been a head coach. Why would you now say, "Oh, I'm taking my hands off the whole of the team. I got to focus on the defense"? Why would you do that? Do you think that's wise?
Offensively,
Justin,
I think it's better
here?
offensively and defensively, in my opinion. It's better offensively than defensively, in my opinion.
So you think this is a bad decision, correct?
I think it's a lateral decision. Let me explain that. I do agree with Calvin on the fact that I just want to get away from the whatever that was here last year. I'm going to try to exit that out the building, right? Okay, I get that, right? But then it's like, okay, we got this other guy on the other side of the field that no one really knows about. I don't want to necessarily be, and this is probably like the GM at this point. Like I don't necessarily want a lot of negativity. So let's bring back a guy that looks very similar to the other guy that also knows the system that the other guy also knew as well. And I think that I honestly think that's exactly what they did. I think that's why I say it's more of a lateral thing. I think they just replaced them with a similar face, different name, and then said, go ahead on, because you're going to reporting to Mentor, the head coach anyway. Whatever the game plan is, they're going to follow what he says regardless.
Agreed.
So
that's perfectly fine.
I think they just replaced them with the same person.
If I agree with the whole, if you are running the offense and you're the head coach, that is a way higher success rate than you've never been a head coach. High school, college, you've never run a program. You've always been behind a Harbaugh or somebody who was really the CEO. And now you're going to take over the Baltimore Ravens, and you're going to have to be responsible for calling plays and not overseeing everything with the team. Man, again, I don't like it, but hey, who am I? I'm a Giants fan. It is what it is.
They about to bring on Zach Orr, so you should be happy about
that. They don't need Zach Orr. They went out and they're gonna get Steve Spagnuolo, somebody really good. I see it coming. But anyway, I had a whole bit where I was going to go in on Anthony Weaver, but you know what? Whatever. If the head coach want to call plays, let him call plays. I think it's foolish, but who am I? Again, who am I? Let's talk about the rest of these head coaches, man. A lot of head coaches were hired, 10 jobs now, even though a couple of them aren't official, can't be made official until after the Super Bowl. But let's look at them. I'm sorry, I just went to 3. So you got Mike LaFleur going to Arizona. That's God, never coached a day in his life. Kevin Stefanski getting a second opportunity going down there to Atlanta. Got Jesse Minter in Baltimore. Joe Brady taking over the job in Buffalo after he's been the offensive coordinator there. Todd Monken finally getting the opportunity going to Cleveland. Clint Kubiak, who's the hot name, he's coaching on this Sunday for the Seattle Seahawks. He's going to be taking over that Vegas job. Again, they can't make that official until after the Super Bowl. You got Jeff Hafley, who I think he got one of the first jobs, didn't he? Like that name, he been gone.
He got hired before Harbaugh.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh, John Harbaugh, and Robert Saleh. Very, very interesting here. No black coaches were hired during this cycle. I know that's been a topic of discussion over the past week. I have many thoughts. I'm going to start with you all and let you give your thoughts. But no black coaches gone during this cycle. Justin, what does this say about the league and the issue they're having right now?
I believe that this is actually uncovering another issue that's being talked about, and it's starting to gain some steam. It's one of those things where, why aren't we becoming head coaches? Well, because normally these head coaches, for the majority of them, they need to have some offensive background. Well, how many offensive black coordinators? There we go. It's not too many offensive black coordinators. And I don't know why that is. They don't think that we could maybe be innovative on offense, but there's plenty of defensive ones. We got a defensive coordinator thing pretty. I ain't gonna say we got it on a lot, but there's a lot of us that's defensive minded, that played the game, because it's always, I guess it's easier to tackle someone than it is to play quarterback and actually deliver the ball accurately to somebody. A lot of these guys play like college coaches, that fizzled out, flamed out, whatever, decided to say, I'm going to keep on with it, but I'm just going to go to the coordinator side and create stuff and do all this other stuff. The problem that we have now moving forward, and I think maybe even Ron Clark said it. I don't know. I wish I remember who said it. It's like the Rooney Rule is like for the finish line, but we got to get to the beginning of the race. We got to get a good head start. And the problem is we need to find opportunities where we can be more innovative on offense and have some minds on the offensive side of the ball, because that's honestly the pipeline here, guys. I'm not going to, John Harbaugh, he was just a coach for many years, so he gets that. But all these other guys, offensive coordinators, man, for the majority of them.
Other than Minter and Saleh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For the majority, is you got to be able to call you if Ish hit the fan, you got to be able to say, look, it's on me now. I'm calling on plays. We're gonna see how far we can go with that, and that's what we need to do. So now, what does that mean? Do we need to have more black QB coaches? Do we need to have more black wide receivers coaches? Like, is that the underlining value of not being an OC? What's the next step underneath that? That I don't know, but those are the questions that we need to answer, and we got to start filling them quickly so we can have better opportunities. So
Calvin.
Yeah, look, I agree with what Justin said, and I take it a little bit further. Like, they don't you don't have those individuals that have that opportunity to even put their stamp on the system. And then when they do, it's more attributed to the quarterback success, i.e., a T. Martin in Baltimore, who he was Lamar's quarterback coach. He's been let go or is going to move on. But when you heard about offensive coordinator positions come available, you didn't hear about him because you attributed the success
It's Lamar.
of Lamar. It's Lamar's success. It wasn't T. Martin attributing or helping Lamar grow into the quarterback that he is today. So you also have those conversations that come on board. Because right now, there 3 black head coaches in the league right now. There's Boyles, Ryans, and Aaron Glenn, and they all play defense. They all specialize on defense. They're all leaders of men, but they don't have the offensive background. In the league where you need a quarterback to win, you need to develop this quarterback. This quarterback is we only have him for 5 years now. We got to start paying them. If that's the route that you need to go, then we need to have a chance to specialize in developing quarterbacks. There are plenty of there are black offensive but there are black specialists, wide receiver coaches, running backs coaches. They need to just have the opportunity to run their own offense and show that they can also develop a quarterback as well. And I think that's what we're seeing. But there are also teams, Cleveland, that skate around the Rooney Rule, in my opinion, by trying to hire in-house or even not interviewing a Mike McDonald to try to satisfy the Rooney Rule, but then going back and saying we're just going to hire Monken. So you can honestly say that some teams try to skate around it for whatever reason, but it doesn't mean you're still gonna get a job. I mean, that's the key at this point. You can get an interview, but you're not gonna get the job. You're not gonna get the chance to become a head coach, and we're seeing that right now.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Name the 3 black head coaches you just said.
Todd Bowles, D'Amico, Ryans, and Aaron Glenn.
Out of those 3, do all of them call the defense?
D'Amico does. I don't know if Todd Bowles does.
You damn sure know Tom Bowles called defense as much as I talk about him.
I'm assuming Aaron Glenn does. I'm assuming.
So I think that's part of the issue. When, like you said earlier, the offensive coordinator, if they can be the head coach and if the quarterback has success, offensive coordinator totally is directly impacted by that. And they the head coach, they're not going nowhere. I don't have to worry about they going to be the next candidate for some big job. I'm not going to lose them. I can keep them. Ben Johnson is tied to Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about next year because Ben Johnson did so great. He's going to leave now. No, he calls the plays. He's the head coach. I can run with it. We act like black people have been quarterbacks in this league at a high level for a long time. We haven't been getting the quarterback jobs that long. Think about it. So when we were growing up, there was so few black quarterbacks in the league. So it's understandable to say why, if they didn't have want us to be the quarterback, of course they wasn't going to have no black offensive coordinators and black quarterback coaches because we didn't play that position. We were playing wide receiver. We were playing linebacker, DN, everything else. But the white boy was reserved for the quarterback position. Let's call it what it is. So then, now, look at the league now. Black people all over the place. Hopefully, because we have more black quarterbacks on the offensive side of the ball in the pipeline, in 10 years, all those guys who are, maybe Michael Vick will, look, he coaching down in college now. Maybe he'll be a QB coach. Maybe he decides to throw his hat in the ring. A lot of former players.
It's something else. I'm gonna tag off of that. Go ahead, continue.
A lot of former players don't want to do it. That's part of it too. Go ahead. They don't they either don't want to take the low level position on the staff first, or they always I'm ready to coach. Ed Reed said that. I'd be a head coach right now. I'm like, but go be a D coordinator. Go coach the secondary for a little while. But from an offense, I like your what's his name down in Tampa?
Todd Bowles?
Oh no. Byron Leftwich.
Oh.
Wasn't he with Tom Brady? Like
who gets credit though?
He should. I don't know why he hasn't been able to get another job. I'll say that. I think he was definitely starstruck a little bit. People at the end of the day was saying that was a combination between Bruce Arians, little to do with Brian Leftwich and Tom Brady. So the quarterback overshadowed the coordinator
But
based on
it's an
who
opportunity to
Was
learn.
Bruce Arians calling plays?
it was honestly Brian Leftwich. It was similar to Andy Reid and oh boy that
Eric
just got
Bieniemy.
rehired.
Eric
Eric
Bieniemy.
Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy was kind of calling the plays, but because it was the greatness of Patrick
Andy
Mahomes
was picking what he
and the
wanted
greatness
off
of
the
Andy
sheet.
Reid, it overshadowed the person that was kind of running the show a little bit.
But my point
Did you get your? Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the only other point that I'll add is I understand where they say they want to be head coach, but I also understand them not want to start at the bottom because for the same reason that if I'm a great player or I've done this on the field, why do I have to start at the bottom when this player, i.e. Phillip Rivers, gets a head coaching interview to coach Josh Allen 3 weeks after he stepped off the field? Like, what has he done to earn that chance? Because he was a quarterback? That's going to be your argument, then okay.
But
however,
we all know this thing is about relationships. It's nepotism.
So what's the relationship he has to Phil Rivers?
Clearly, he has some type of connection with Josh Allen.
I mean, I'm sorry, I meant Josh Allen. Yeah, I said Phil Rivers. Yeah.
I mean, they got some type of connection. So he hey.
But on that same end, I understand why I don't want to start at the bottom when he gets this opportunity. If you want to say, hey, you want to come in and coach the defense, that's cool. I'm speaking as Ed Reed or speaking from every position. But don't say, hey, you got to work your way up from the DB coach when this guy who's an average quarterback at best, never won anything, but now he gets the opportunity to be a head coach. But
it's not like he got hired. He went in for an interview. I mean,
but he even got. But that's the point. But no. From what I heard, he took his name out the hat because he didn't want to commit to it. So I don't know what happened. We don't know what happened.
What it is. I'm just saying. Let's get back to the point. The point is, it's all about LaFleur. Who's Mike LaFleur?
His brother.
His brother.
Yeah.
Harbaugh. You know what I mean? McCarthy. Mike McCarthy.
So Harbaugh there.
There's another McCarthy they looking for a job. Like Kubiak, Clint Kubiak. Who's his father? And who's, you know what I mean? Like,
well, what's he done on offense this year? Like,
it's the system. They know he gonna bring my father's. They gonna bring his Gary Kubiak system with him. Like, once you get in that pipeline and your name is out there, that's all it takes. That's what I mean by we've seen ex-players be coordinators and be on staff, but they never go to that next level, and you wonder why. Like, remember, can't win with him. What's the name?
Dennis. No.
Mike. Mike Singletary.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
linebacker coach for the Ravens.
Playing about Arizona. Yeah.
He became a head coach. He was in Arizona. It was Arizona. You talking about Dennis Green?
Yes.
That was the playoffs. No,
see?
That was
we can't even get black people right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about his rank. I'm thinking about his rank.
Vernon Davis. Yeah.
They are who we think they are. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that was different. But he was a linebackers coach for the Ravens. He worked his way up, became a head coach. Like, he got cachet. He was a great player. We don't see that happen a lot though. Warren Sapp said he wanted to be a coach, but he got himself in trouble off the field. So that kind of hurt himself a little bit. Now he coaching at Colorado, ain't he?
Yeah.
I mean, but from an offense, I really do think it has something to do with there hasn't been a lot of black quarterbacks who specialize until now. I think this next generation, it'll be plenty of people more. And the running quarterback has become more
featured
of a regular featured thing. I think that's it too, because we will always consider athletes, and that's not really something you use your brain for. But now that the RPO college system has kind of taken over the NFL in many ways, where even Drake May, who is a white boy, he is a runner. I don't care what nobody says.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a young quarterback.
That's not Tom Brady. That's why when people like Tom Brady, like, he don't play like Tom Brady.
No, he don't play like Tom Brady. No.
No.
They're just saying it. I said it earlier just to be saying
but I'm just saying he plays like the modern quarterback. And I think if you want to learn about how the modern quarterback is playing, I mean, wouldn't you want a black athlete who is good at that system? Now, I get it. The West Coast is always going to be a base offense that a lot of teams going to run. But I mean, I think there's other systems out here, and that Mike McDaniel's system, he's a black man. You know what I mean? I know people forget that part, But he is a black man, and he's doing a pretty damn good job with the offense. He's just not a leader of men. But anyway, go ahead, Justin.
So this is the issue in which when it happens, it's like we kind of some people gloss over it. You got some people that kind of overdo it, but in this situation, this is why I guess overdoing it is so important. And I'll say I'll mention Stephen A. Smith. I don't like to bring him up too much. I know we don't necessarily love him on the panel.
I can't stand him.
I know you can't, but with given reason, no doubt. But when Kyler Murray comes out and they say that he doesn't read the playbook and stuff like that, and we just like, we kind of just like, no, give him. A lot of people wanted to give him a pass and things like no, stuff like that is important because he doesn't see the big picture here. This is what you're talking about, the 10-year gap, the 10 years from now gap, when all these. This is what it is now. So we can't have no negativity. It just is we're at where we're at. We cannot have no negative thought processes. CJ Stroud, I'm starting to question you now. Like, are you taking this as serious as you're supposed to be taking it? We need to start winning as a whole. Who's in the Super Bowl right now? Drake May, Sam Darnold. We already took a step back from the previous year. You see what I'm saying? We gotta keep that going. We gotta keep the foot on that neck in a sense.
Look, not to cut you off. But you just brought up CJ Stroud, and that's a good point. Who's his head coach? A black man, DeMeco Ryan, who's doing a great job with the defense, but look what's holding him back. Don't be surprised, and I hate that. But remember in the game a couple weeks ago, when he was out there looking like trash, what did they ask DeMeco after the game? Why didn't you bench him and put in Davis Mills? I have faith in the guy. He wanted to stick with his guy. Now, if the ownership will put up with that one time, but say that happens next year, DeMeco gonna get fired. I don't care how great the defense is. If we can't win,
I need somebody to develop this quarterback that I got that I'm about to pay.
There you go. And that's the problem. That's the problem when you have a defensive-minded coach. It's like, well, we doing out in on, especially if you calling the defense.
But you can't have that mindset as a head coach.
You can't. But if you call the defense right and your defense is doing that job, you can't have a us versus them mentality on your own team. Like Rex Ryan had that problem. Rex was at the Jets. Remember, he had that great defense, and you had Mark Sanchez. He would literally throw his quarterback under the bus, and it's like, bruh, you know that's your quarterback, right? I don't care how great your defense is. If y'all can't get nothing, everybody not going to be the 2000 Ravens. If you can't get nothing out of your quarterback and you making it a offense versus defense, y'all never going to go nowhere. And that was always the problem. That's why I respect John Harbaugh, because he always made it his point to heap praise on Lamar Jackson, no matter what. Even when you can look at some games where Lamar had turnovers, he always wanted to uplift and not give more credit to the defense when our defense was damn good at one point and the offense was falling short. Again, you as the head coach, you can't just be like, oh, the side of the ball that I specialize is my only focus. So again, I hope it works out with Jesse Minter. I'm not trying to go back there, but it just
at the end of the day, it is Lamar Jackson. He needs to win.
He has to.
He needs to win, and that will exercise so many of our. I'm just talking about straight color now. It is what it is.
He's supposed to.
He's not Jalen Hurts, and we love Jalen Hurts. Yeah. He's not him. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He is the what you would think of a dark-skinned African American quarterback who can run and who can also throw the ball to the highest of all levels. That's why when people talk about Michael Vick, we're kind of just like, he never won. It's that thing. It's just man. So when it comes to Lamar, he has to win. And then that will just answer so many other questions. And then guess what? I guarantee you'll start seeing black people at the offensive coordinator position because they have to be able to coach someone to relate to someone like a Lamar Jackson moving forward, so on and so forth. So
that's what
he has to win.
And has to. I don't want to be negative in the situation, but looking at just using Lamar's example, that's what T. Martin's role was. To be able to relate, to be that barrier between Lamar and
Calvin.
I'm not trying to be negative. No, I'm just saying
that. But if Lamar has so much power as we are led to believe, why wouldn't you vouch for T. Martin?
I mean, do you know he didn't?
They in a contract negotiation. You think if Lamar Jackson said, "Hey, I want T," we good on that. T was here before Monken, or was he? I can't even remember. Was he here before? Or did Monken bring him with him?
I want to say he was.
Why wouldn't you retain somebody like that? Like that's what Lamar.
He was here under Greg Roman. Yeah,
Lamar got to stand up and say, "That's who that's my guy." You know what I mean? Look, you can't absolve a guy who's making that type of money from the responsibility of being a leader. That come with the territory. I don't care who you are. We had multiple different coaches on defense, but certain guys you just didn't get rid of. You know what I mean? Like we still need. Look, when Marvin left, Rex stayed. When John Harbaugh came, Rex was still here. It wasn't until Rex got a head coaching job. You don't always lose everybody. Brian Billick was the head coach when Rex was here, and when Brian Billick got fired, Rex was retained and elevated. So it's not that you always got to change everything. I'm just saying. And look, this guy here on the screen, a lot of people question, why can't he get a job? What's going on? Is it an interview process? Because he's suing the NFL? I don't know, to be honest with you.
He signed that extension real quick, though. He didn't even.
I feel like
he take his name out of a few jobs.
I feel like he knew he wasn't going to get a head coach job, so he wanted to at least go back where he was familiar. That's kind of the vibe I got. Yeah.
Well, let's do an exercise because I like exercises. Shut up. You're all for that. I do. But let's look at the head coaches. Now, y'all do a mental note. The current new hires, and let's rank them. In your opinion, who would be the worst hire of all of these new coaches? Calvin, I'll start with you. Who's the worst of the new hires of the new head coach?
Jeff Hafley was the OC for not Denver.
Green Bay.
It was Green Bay?
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it? Wasn't he and with he was with Jordan Love, right?
Oh, I have to check. So we're just ranking the coach, or we're ranking the situation?
Both. If that team that hire, who's the worst?
Yeah, he was the Packers defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator. Okay.
So that is a defensive coach. Okay. So hold up. You had Anthony Weaver, and you felt like you needed to go. Well, I got some numbers on that Miami defense, but I didn't bring it up because you said that be calling the plays. So Anthony Weaver's irrelevant. He's just a motivator, I guess. Like a cheerleader.
He's the same. He's just trying to get a head coaching gig. Why not come on? If I'm looking at the entire situation, I'm going to start with Robert Saleh because of the offensive weapons that you have, and in a division where Houston has a great defense, Jacksonville has a great defense. You can make the argument that Trevor Lawrence is turning the corner. They need a lot down in Tennessee, and it starts on offense. And you have a top. Well, I think they're a top 4 draft pick. But this is a draft that's not it's really only one quarterback option, so you're going to get a skill position, but you have to improve offensively on the offensive line and get some skill positions around Cam Ward. And you can't do that, in my opinion, in one draft. Now, if you're going to go take a shot on Pickens on wide receiver position, do you want him around a young quarterback? There's just so many questions, and I don't know if this is a good situation for a defensive head coach when you have a young quarterback. I think he needed a young offensive mind in order to kind of help bring his upbringing. So I don't like the situation down in Tennessee.
Okay. I hear you, but I don't know about that. I like Saleh. I'll talk about him later. For me, I guess it's because I really don't know who's the quarterback going to be. I don't know what the future is going to be. I'm going with Mike LaFleur. Look, man, the only reason why we even know who this guy is because of who his brother is. Like this is nepotism at its finest. Like what has he done? What has he done to be like, oh, I gotta have Mike. Oh man, he's the top of my list. Like to me, this to me,
It's another
Colin
one.
might be gone. Like what are you working with?
It's
Like
another one. He didn't call plays in LA.
yeah. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't like it. Justin, who you got? I'll show you the list.
I go Dolphins. I go Haley.
Hafley.
Hafley.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, this is your opportunity, right? Sometimes you got to have an opportunity on a bad team, and you got to see what you can do with it. Shout out to Bill Belichick. He coached the Browns. They was trash, but he was one playoff appearance. And next thing you know, he's going to the Patriots. So, yeah. I don't know a lot about you. Yes, Green Bay has turned it around. I give you that. But they got good players and stuff like that too. And then next thing you know, you shell up to get Michael Parsons, and he definitely gave you a shot of adrenaline as well.
That's a good point.
That's my guy. If he can change the Miami Dolphins defense, but who are they going to look like post Mike McDaniels? That's the question. And I don't know if this guy is the guy to say new guy, new era. This is a new era in Miami Dolphins football. I don't think that we're going to have that.
Who's number 9 for you, Justin?
Man, I'll go Mike now, because like I said, similar situation. Now you're the guy. You're the guy. And you don't have a great quarterback. You got 2 good quarterbacks. What does that mean? That means you have none. So you got some issues to work out first and foremost, and then we're gonna see where we at with that team. That team has talent. His job is to make those draft picks that they spend top 5 in, and make them look good. That's his job, and hopefully he can do that. But he has an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, I put Hafley here. You make good points. I think they got like Bradley Chubb. They went and traded for Minka Fitzpatrick last year. So I get what they're trying to do. The defense came on late, but they average, below average. Like, they're not that good. Like, and I don't know what their draft capital will be. What are you saying with this pick? You need a quarterback. I mean,
they need a quarterback.
Yeah, they're not running with Tua. They said that.
Tua, your guy.
They said they're not running with Tua. There's nothing I can do about it. You want to move on from? Okay, do your thing. I mean, again, I see no hope for them. Who's your next one, Calvin?
Hafley. As good as he may have been on defense, that offense has a ton of questions, in my opinion. And like you said, whether you start with who's going to be a quarterback and you go from there. I just think if you're a team that needs a quarterback, you got to start with an offensive coach, or you have to have an offensive coaching staff around him that's going to be able to uplift and build that player. So I don't know what they're doing down there in Miami. And then you have New England's back, and you still got a Buffalo in that division. It's going to be a long road, in my opinion, for Miami.
Number 8 for you.
And I got Mike LaFleur. They played hard in my opinion, when Kyler Murray wasn't playing. So I'm not going to knock them for that. But you don't have a quarterback. You're riding. I'm forgetting the backup's name. The black quarterback.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yes, he played hard, and they played hard within that division.
Yeah, but he's not a quarterback,
and they won a couple games they shouldn't have won. So you have a good foundation, but you don't have a quarterback. And if you don't have a quarterback, you can't win today's football. So, but you do have a guy who has those Sean McVay philosophies that can bring some of that to Arizona, but you still have the quarterback.
Man, how many coaches can Sean McVay get a job? Like, come on, man. Like, look at his tree. Like, everybody getting this credit for what he putting together. I don't know, man. I mean, I get it. I ain't hate
Shanahan.
I ain't hating it. For me,
aren't they both like Andy Reid in the long run? They both come from Andy Reid, or descendants of Shanahan and McVay.
Shanahan didn't come from Andy Reid. Andy Reid was in Green Bay under Mike Holmgren. Holmgren was the captain of the ship.
Who was
Shanahan?
Andy was Brett Favre was off. No. Coach.
McVay came from Shanahan.
Yeah, McVay came from Shanahan. McVay was in Atlanta.
I think so. Washington. Mike Shanahan.
Yes,
That's what
Mike
all
Shanahan.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah,
Mike
Yeah,
Shanahan.
yeah.
And then
Okay.
he gave his son a
Yeah.
spot, and then
Yeah.
all like
Yeah. That
Dang
was
was
That's
on
what it
Washington,
was.
like all of them
Okay.
was from Washington.
Yeah, I'm about to say Andy. Yeah, I remember Big Red back in the day when Brett Favre was running stuff. That was his guy. This is tough. I'm gonna be real with you, but just looking at what you're working with right now, coming off of everything we just saw, I would have to now go to Robert Saleh because, and I like Robert Saleh. I think he's done a good job, and I think Tennessee has the bones to be all right. But like you say, with a young quarterback, now they did go out and get. I don't mind going out and get former offensive coordinator for Josh Allen and the Giants coach. You know what I'm talking about. Oh man, ball head guy.
Oh, Dayball.
Dayball. They did go to get Dayball to run the offense. So you know what? That's really not a bad pick.
I don't know why I thought he went to the University of Tennessee when I heard Tennessee.
Nah, he down there with you know what?
Okay.
Nah, I can't put it that low because I think Salah can concentrate on the defense, let Dayball handle the offense. No, I'm not putting him that low. I think that's a little bit low. That's tough because I'm going Mike McCarthy. Look, I know a lot of people say he got Super Bowl experience. Okay, who's your quarterback? Who's your quarterback?
The same one that's with him now.
It ain't gonna be Aaron Rodgers.
Look, man,
I'm just saying, like it is the same guy though.
It's easy to coach prime Aaron Rodgers and
prime.
Dak Prescott.
That's what it is. Prime.
You know what I
Aaron
mean?
Rodgers.
Like prime Aaron Rodgers and the prime Dak Prescott, and you still ain't get no championship or nothing with Dak. And they say, oh, Cooper Rush looked good for a couple games. Hey, get out of here! Stop playing. You still had CD, and you were loaded. Like, stop. No, I don't like it. He's not inspiring nothing. He's not scaring nobody. Get out of here. This is an old retread. The Steelers are supposed to go get the young, hot coach that's going to be there for the next 15 to 20 years. That's their tradition, right? They've only had 3 coaches in their history. You go get old-ass Mike McCarthy on his 3rd or 4th run? Nah, I'm good on that. Justin, who you got?
Go ahead on cue up Mike McCarthy as well for very similar reasons. I just think y'all won't miss him when he gone. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Y'all not necessarily going to get that 500. I know it was mediocre at best sometimes. I get that. I understand that. But it's much better than being like 4-12 or 4 and whatever it is. And then next thing you know, you kind of like right outside. You win just enough games to get like right outside the main quarterbacks in the next draft. That's purgatory in the NFL. 100%. So I think that's exactly what they're going to fall back to this upcoming year. So there you go.
All right, who you got next, Justin?
Man, I'm gonna say that.
It's tough. It is tough. Some of these are good little landing spots.
Josh Allen alone. I guess I go. He should have. Some of these guys are going to have good seasons. Let's just call it what it is now. Like some of these guys, they're going to have decent seasons, and I think that's where we're at with a lot of these guys. But I'm going to go with Robert Saleh right here. Like I said, it's no fault to him. I just think that somebody got to be 5th, and I think that his team is maybe 2 years away, maybe 3 in that range. But I think they're going to make some strides this upcoming year. I like what they're doing. I like the coach. I think the coach matches the, I don't want to say swag, but for lack of a better term, the passion. There we go. He matches the passion that Cam Warren presents. When you look at those press conferences, people wanted to tell him to dial back some. That's not Robert Saleh's style. Like he's kind of upfront in your face too. So if the coach is doing it and the QB is doing it, that's when you start to see change in your franchise. So it's there for a reason, but I like Tennessee moving forward, like in the future, not necessarily this upcoming year, but a couple years, yeah.
Okay. For me, and look, I know I talked myself into not. I like the Salah pick. So I can't put him there. The Dayball part, I think he put together a pretty good staff. I'm going to go with Joe Brady because, look, You fire Lord help, you know what I'm talking
Dermot.
about.
Mm.
Mike
Sean
McDermott.
McDermott.
I mean McDermott Sean McDermott on a whim. Like I went into the locker
So let me ask you
room.
this quick question before you go into it. If they win 10 games, that's still bad?
I don't like the
think so.
hire. This
I
is
don't
a
think
super.
so.
This is a Super
Okay.
Bowl or bust, right? Here's the thing. To me, when you have one of those guys, right? A Lamar, a Mahomes, a Allen,
Mm-hmm.
and you think that you're supposed to win the Super Bowl every year. That's the expectation. You go out there and beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. You go to Denver with a roster that wasn't like the best roster in the world.
So his comp will be postseason play, not necessarily the regular season.
I don't even think that's his comp. This comp is going to be can the offense carry the defense?
I mean, at the end of the day, that's the same offensive coordinator that was there last year.
You're right,
before,
but I mean,
and the year before.
I don't.
I don't like the hire.
The GM is the problem. It's not the coach staff, in my opinion. So I can't.
Why'd you fire the head coach?
But Joe Brady didn't do that. That's why I'm like, I can't hold that against him. And he has the best quarterback on his list by far. So I can't. Far? Yes. Who's close?
I don't think
Lamar Jackson not close to Josh Allen.
He said it. You heard what he said.
Jesus, boy.
No, I wouldn't even. I forgot they got a new coach. I forgot he was on the list. He was on the list.
You heard? Oh my God!
I forgot he was on the list. I'm like, I didn't even think about Mike Minter.
Joe Brady, like I said, I don't like the hire. I don't think he's going to give you anything different that Sean McDermott couldn't get you last year. If anything, the defense might get worse.
You hate Joe Brady. I feel like you hate Joe. Like you're holding this against him.
The question was, what was the best hire of the offseason?
I guess
rank them 1 through 10.
But my question is, who is his defensive coordinator?
You tell me.
So I don't. If I don't expect anything from the defense, now that's part of the team.
He the head coach. He not the offensive coordinator no more. You the head coach. Put a staff together.
He calling plays.
Put a staff together. When you get hired as a head coach, you can't go. What did I say earlier?
When he go get Zach Orr,
my offense versus my defense.
When he go get Zach Orr and make them a top 5 defense,
whatever. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's why number 7 on this list. I don't see them getting no better or no worse. They're gonna be just what they are. It was a moot point.
So they're gonna be 11-6 and make the playoffs.
Hey, that's fine. But the owner said, I went into the locker room. I looked around. People were crying. We hit the wall. I want to win a Super Bowl.
Bullshit.
If he don't win a Super Bowl, it's a failure. And I don't think they win the Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
Next, your turn.
I got Mike McCarthy here. I think it's going to be an ugly season for Pittsburgh. Now, I think it's the right year to have a bad season because if you get a top draft pick with the potential quarterback class coming in 27, then you have a chance of picking your franchise quarterback and you'll have your pick of one of 4 or 5 QBs. So, but next year will be ugly intentionally in order to get that quarterback that they've been missing since Ben Roethlisberger retired. So, I think that's the plan in Pittsburgh, at least for right now.
Who's next?
We got Kubiak, Monken, Minter, Stefanski. I'm missing one.
Harbaugh.
No Harbaugh. I'm gonna go Stefanski. He's an offensive mind, but that was in Minnesota. I just need to see if he can develop a quarterback. He's gonna have Kirk Cousins most likely next year because Penix is going to be out. I just need to see him continue to build his offense, and the rep from Cleveland. Some of that's going to stick to him until he turns it around. But with having Bijan and if you re-sign Kyle Pitts, that really helps. But I just need to see it. I just need to see it from Stefanski. I don't know why.
Disrespectful. All right. And I'll explain why when I get to him much later. Next for me, I think this is a safe pick. I mean, I'm not thrilled by it. I'm not over the moon. I'm going with Clint Kubiak. I mean, he's good. You know what I mean? I can't say how much he's responsible for the Seattle turnaround. I mean, because I saw Sam Darnold play well last year too. You know what I mean? It's not like he's done anything extraordinary. He got a good last name, and they had a good year. JSN, whatever plays they drawing up for him, he gets open. But he's going to have a rookie quarterback in Mendoza. Crosby wants out. Like that's reports today. He doesn't want to play there any longer. He's not there for a rebuild. This is clearly a rebuild.
Trading for him.
They got Brock Bowers. They got the good running back rookie last year. Really, he didn't show a lot. I wasn't impressed. But if he can go in there, I'll put this middle of the road, 5, 6, you know what I mean? Clint Kubiak. That's fine. Justin?
I'll also go Clint here. I think he has to nail the quarterback situation. And that's a lot riding on a rookie. But that's just where they're at right now. They are a great quarterback play away from actually being a decent team, like a really decent team in the NFL. So we had a lot of the same points anyway. That's why I was hoping I would have had the chance to say Kubiak first. But other not,
you get your chance now. Go.
So let's go with he's gonna have a good team by default. Now I want to slide. All right, I'll put Harbaugh here now. I'll put Harbaugh here at 5. For me, it's he has a lot, and he's on his own I guess path, his own is it how many times can you blame the coordinator? How many times can you blame the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator? Do you just need to run your own show? Was your GMs that you had in the past, were they the kind of reasons for your success? He has to answer a lot of those questions, and he has a great solid foundation to do that with. So he can, at the end of this whole thing, he can jump up to number 1 faster than everybody else. But I have to see for it myself. So all the naysayers, all the things that he said that he couldn't do, we done heard them all. We live in Baltimore. They done ran every single excuse down into the ground. Fact of the matter is they're still there. So he does have to answer a lot of them, and we see if he can do that with New York.
I'm going with Todd Monken next. I like Todd. I'm on the record. I like Todd, but I don't know who his quarterback is. And that's what it boils down to. I think it's a good hire, but it only is as good as his quarterback. Is it Shedeur? Is it Deshaun? Is it somebody who's in the draft? I don't know. And that's the only reservation. I think he has moxie. I loved his opening press conference the other day. I listened to the whole thing. That guy can cut a soundbite, man. He don't give a damn. He said, I ain't come here for the defensive coordinator. I came here for Myles Garrett. When I was drawing up plans, I wasn't drawing up plans to block. What's the defensive coordinator name? I can't think of the name right now.
Myles Garrett.
No, the defensive coordinator.
Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz. I wasn't drawing up plays to block Jim Schwartz. I was trying to block Myles Garrett. Like, what are we talking about here? I hope he stays, but if he don't, I still got the players. I love that attitude. But I need to know who your quarterback going to be. And I need to know, is he going to be, look, I know he's in the Pro Bowl and all, but I didn't see enough from Shedeur. And he had a soundbite today that really, bruh, just chill. Chill out. Y'all heard what he said? He said, he said, I like what I saw this year and let me know that I can dominate this league. Bruh, don't say stuff like that.
Got confidence.
I
get the confidence, but damn it. You just
said, man, I play like crap, made a Pro Bowl. Imagine when I actually play well. Y'all gonna be on me.
Anyway, I got talking.
I was a 13th alternate, but I got Clint Kubiak. Don't know what he's stepping into with this offense next year. He's gonna start Mendoza, I guess. But the only good thing you have the foundation of the skill positions. You just got to build offensive line and build that defense back up. You're in a tough division where 2 teams made the playoffs in that division, and you still have Kansas City, who's going to have Patrick Mahomes coming back at some point next year. But the only thing, like, if he's good and he has Tom Brady and he has time, and you can develop that quarterback position, then you have the potential to win. But it's just going to be a long road to get there at this point. Next, I got Monken. Like you said, he just doesn't have a quarterback. He has a great defense, doesn't have a quarterback, and I don't know the timeline for him in regards to how long will he be there. He's an older guy. This is his first head coaching gig. It may end up working out, but at least right now, you're going to just go through your growing pains. You have this great defense, but you have nothing. The cupboard is bare on offense, but you have an offensive mind that we've seen what you can do if you have great play. If you have, if you can elevate your quarterback to an MVP candidate, perennial MVP candidate, as Tom Monken did, he's got a shot. But it's just he don't have nothing there right now.
All right, this is where I go, Robert Saleh. I just don't think Tennessee is there yet. I like the young quarterback. The defense, though, they don't have the pieces yet. And that's what Saleh specializes in. Hopefully, they got some draft picks. They got some capital. We'll see what they're able to do. I think they got a little money, too. So we'll see what they do in the offseason. But 4 is pretty good. That's a good spot for him. Justin?
Now I'll go with let me get this one more time.
There you go. It's on the screen.
Okay, bet. Let's go Joe Brady right here, man. Let's go Joe Brady. Josh can only do so much. Josh can hide a lot of his faults, especially in the early beginnings. But when it gets towards the end of the season and the pressure situation comes, we're going to see how good Joe Brady really is. But he has, I mean, when you talking about he got a head start. He got Josh Allen, and that's a great head start for any coach to at least win. Josh get you 10 games. Josh get you 10 games. Injury free for the majority. He'll get you 10 games. And that's a good head start. And then we're going to see how you are in the playoffs. That's why I was asking you those questions earlier. I'm not mad at him being number 7 for you because your reasoning was legit. But it's just like, okay, Josh is good enough to get you some wins. So at least you can say, hey, I got 11 wins this season. Well, guess what? Give me A, B, and C. We'll have 13 wins the next year. He can at least say that.
I agree. Who's your number 3?
Number 3, let's go with what I don't have on there so far. I got okay, so that's gonna be the division winner between them two. Yeah, let's go with I got high hopes of Monken, dog. I'm gonna go with Jesse Minter, man. I'm gonna go with Jesse Minter. For the fact that once again you have Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is going to win you games, especially when he's healthy. So you won't be tested until you get to the playoffs, unfortunately. So this is these two teams, 3 and 4 for me, are like they're kind of linked up together. The quarterback can do enough, whereas though you're going to look good, you're going to win 10 plus games. Great. All right, let's see what you do in the postseason when the lights are on and then we're dissecting every single play, and you went 10 plays without giving Derrick Henry the ball. Hey, my guy, what's going on? Those type of situations clearly start to show themselves. So that's why he's number 3 for me. He got some proving to do, and of course with the defense being first.
I agree with you. I'm going with Jesse Minter at number 3. It's just he's not proven. I mean, there's nothing that I know for a fact about this coaching staff. Not one person. I have no facts on them. I don't know how good the defense is going to be because the personnel isn't that great. So I need to see what's going to happen there. Offensively, I have nothing to go off of. I don't know this offensive coordinator. I don't know what he's done. He never called plays. He never put a game plan together. What has he done? So, and again, when your defensive coordinator is going to be calling the plays and focusing on the side of the ball, I need to know what the groceries is. And the Ravens are losing a lot of pieces. I think people need to really look at that free agent list for the Ravens. Like, they need to lock Lamar up. They need to do a lot. They losing tight ends. What type of system are you going to run if you don't have Likely and Andrews? Like, I need to see that for me to have more confidence that Jesse Minter is going to be the savior in Baltimore. So, number 3 is still good. I mean, it's a good hire. I have no problem with what he was able to do out there in Los Angeles, but just not a big enough sample size for me to have any confidence. Calvin?
I got Joe Brady. Even though they made changes and he's now the head coach of the offensive coordinator, I think that offense will still roll. Now, if you want to say they're going to have problems on defense, they had problems on defense the last 2-3 years. So that's the part that they need to adjust and they need to change. But they didn't want to lose Joe Brady. I think that's for a good reason. That's because of how he's developed or he's taken Josh Allen to this MVP level after Brian Daboll left. So I think it speaks wonders for them wanting to keep him. They just have to figure out a way to figure out how to fix this defense if they want to win late in the postseason. So it's that's where they are. But I don't fault Joe Brady for what's going on with that organization because he's not the one that fired McDermott. He's just the one that took over and said that I'm going to improve this offense and we'll figure out defense along the way.
Number 2,
I got Mike Minter. I'm Jesse Minter. I'm sorry. Look, when you inherit so much talent, it's going to be, and you inherit a team that missed the playoffs. It's hard unless you have more injuries to take another step back. I expect the team to make the playoffs. Their division is weaker, in my opinion, this year with the loss of Tomlin in Pittsburgh, with the Todd Monken in Cleveland, and with a no defense in Cincinnati, which is the same old. So the division is weaker. So I think that takes a little bit of the pressure, whatever the case may be, off of Jesse Minter. But you still have all pros all on both sides of the ball. You still have you're building hopefully to be one of the better coaching staffs. You still have an EDC who can find talent throughout the draft and throughout free agency. And you potentially have $50-60 million in cap room to improve this team as well. So there's still room for improvement, but you just have to prove that you're ready to be a head coach, ready to call this defense, and that you picked a great staff.
Well, I think that's a good synopsis. But number 2 for me, and it is what it is. I'm going with John Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh will do a great job in New York. I think overall, I think it won't be a Super Bowl next year, nothing like that. But I think they will have good building blocks towards being a contender. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. I know a lot of people were criticizing his pick of he went out and got the offensive coordinator Matt Nagy from the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, man, he down there with Andy. He was with Andy before. Look, he was with Andy before. Left to go to Chicago. Andy said, "Come on back home." It's something Andy like about him. The guy knows. Look, he had rookie quarterbacks. He had Mitch Trubisky in the playoffs, won 10 games. Like, he did his job. But at the end of the day, Justin Fields can't be the only reason why, this guy's not worthy of a job when Justin Fields can't touch the field anywhere now. Maybe it was Justin Fields. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe it is what it is. You know what I mean? But the only reason why John Harbaugh is not number 1 on my list is because Todd Monken got a head coaching job in Cleveland. That's the only reason. Because when Harbaugh was hired, the whole plan was Todd Monken is going with me, and we're going to do this thing. And if you listen to interviews from Harbaugh, that was the plan. But once Cleveland threw the money at him, I mean, he had to take the job. And Harbaugh said, I had to try to talk him out of it, right? I mean, that's my guy. We had a back-to-back MVP, should have been 2 times in a row, all-pro quarterback for 2 years in a row. We should have. Of course, I want to take him up there and try to develop Jackson Dart. But because he wasn't able to bring Monken to be his offensive coordinator, I do have to ding him just a tad because he doesn't specialize in calling offensive defensive plays. And I'm ranking the highest. That is what it is. I'm objective. Harbaugh's number 2 for me. Justin?
Number 2 for me, Kevin Stefanski, for the simple fact that he has Kirk Cousins as his quarterback. This team is waiting to explode offensively throughout the entire season and not just blimps within the season. I believe they're going to have a top 3 offense, and we're going to see them make their way towards the postseason. All 3 teams in the division was tied, and this is where we're at right now. I think he's one of the main reasons why Atlanta takes a jump in just looking like a professional NFL team. which leads me to Todd Monken. Why is he number one for me out of all these guys? And he was one of the last people to get hired amongst all these guys. It's for the simple fact that, one, he embraces Shedeur Sanders for who he is from the very start. That first opening is all I needed to see. That's his guy. And we're going to see what Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson beats him on the camp, then he beats him on the camp. Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback. But if he doesn't, then it is what it is. If he can get this running game to be effective, and they show signs of life this past year with Junkins and all them. So like they're not that far off of being a decent team. And then the defense is who they are. If Schwartz comes back, that's even better. If not, then we're gonna see how we're gonna see how good this defense really is. But I'm talking about they can catapult towards the division lead easily if they can just get that offense together. And I think that's what Tom can do. His impact will be felt as soon as day one starts.
I don't hate it. Like I say, Todd Monken is the reason why I had to drop Harbaugh down one. So clearly I have a great respect for Todd Monken, but there's one offensive mind to me that's above all the rest. And I know a lot of people taking pot shots on because of how his relationship was with Shedeur Sanders, but this is a 2-time Coach of the Year. Not once, twice. And it wasn't that long ago. Like, let's not act like Kevin Stefanski wasn't running a hell of an offense in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson. Like, anybody who was in there for a spell, the man was Midas touch. And he was running a good team in Cleveland. Like, I just think people are underselling the job that he did overall. The last few years haven't been great, but you could also say, look at Deshaun Watson. Look at the different quarterbacks that he had to deal with. And then you go from a terrible management, and we clearly can see that wasn't all him. The general manager did terrible. The owner is horrible. Just a terrible place to be. And Stefanski did an excellent job as an offensive coordinator. Then goes to Cleveland. It is a 2-time Coach of the Year. You put him down there in Atlanta with that running back, with them playmakers they got down there, and I don't care. Y'all can disrespect Kirk Cousins all you want.
Did I do that? That's not the best thing that I need to see.
Watch out.
Kirk Cousins is going to come back this year. I agree.
Kevin Stefanski is going to.
You don't got a good track record of picking quarterbacks. You had two up there for a minute,
that offense. I can't wait, man. Kevin Stefanski, it's a great hire, and I would have loved if the Ravens hired him. I know people like, oh, in the same division. I don't care. He's an offensive genius, and I was saying this 2 years ago. Go back and watch the tape right on this very podcast. I was like, man, he run the perfect offense for Lamar Jackson. That he would put Lamar under center. That play action pass, get the tight ends involved. That's what he do. Go back to the Minnesota offenses. Go back. That is the traditional, unstoppable offense that Kyle Shanahan runs out there in the 49ers. That offense is tried and true. And Lamar would be so great in a Kevin Stefanski offense. Man,
I was going to say, did you want him to be the head coach?
I would have loved it. But that's why I was like, I wanted Harbaugh to go to Atlanta. You know what I mean? And then Stefanski could have came to Baltimore. I said that to myself. I wasn't going to say it out loud because I was mad that Harbaugh got fired. But quietly, hell yeah. And he in our division. He know that Cleveland defense better than anybody who gives us fits. He knows Pittsburgh. That would have been a great hire. Stefanski is a good coach. Don't let what happened last year fool you. I picked Cleveland to win the division 2 years ago because of how great they were the year before. They should have never got rid of Baker Mayfield. Let's call it what it is. They was hot under Stefanski and Baker. Remember, Baker pissed off. He's still holding a grudge to this day because they had something going.
He sure do. You don't like him.
No, you don't like him because he felt like, damn, that was we had a chance. Anyway, Stefanski's number one for me. Calvin?
I got Harbaugh. I think the bar, at least right now, is lower in New York based off their recent success or lack thereof. You have a pretty good defensive line. You're going to have your franchise quarterback. You're going to have your next franchise running back. You're going to be able to build on offense, and hopefully Malik Neighbors comes back as well. You're probably going to pick a couple of Ravens in free agency to come play. Maybe a Linderbaum, maybe a Likely. Maybe even you pick up a Humphrey and have him be a lead on your defense. So you have the ability to go from out of the playoffs to potentially fighting for a wild card spot next year. And I think if you do that, you get goodwill in New York. That buys you a year or two. I don't think you're going to win. I don't think you're going to win a title. I don't winning a division may be your peak based off what happens in Philadelphia and what happens in Dallas and how Washington rebounds. So you may be able to win a division a couple of years, but if Harbaugh is able to make an NFC title game in his run in New York, he will be looked at as a pretty successful coach for his entire coaching tenure. One Super Bowl, 4 or 5. I get that point. At that point, 5 or 6 title appearances. He can restore the New York Giants and kind of usher in the Jackson Dart era. So I think I don't want to say it's easier. It'll be easier for him, but he has the pieces in place. He has the cap space in place. He has the picks in place this year. So they can make a significant move to compete for a wild card spot. And Harbaugh gets a lot of goodwill, and all of a sudden, what did Baltimore do in firing his head coach? What did he do? He may not be an offensive or defensive genius, but he's a leader of men, and we'll hear that a number of times over the next year or so in New York. So that's why I got Harbaugh.
Okay. So in analyzing this, Justin is lower on Harbaugh than we are. I'm lower on Joe Brady than y'all are. We all pretty decent on Jesse Minter.
You got Cleveland making the playoffs, or you just like Monken?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, Pittsburgh should take a step back.
The division has gone from toughest to maybe one of the easiest.
We'll see. You never know.
Never know.
Who had New England going to the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Like, you never know. You never know. We'll see after the draft, and we'll evaluate it. But on the head, 10 coaches were hired, and this is what we got. We'll see how it turns out for all of these teams coming up. All right, let's get into some NBA. Look, trade deadline came and went. There were a few moves that were made this week that, I know a lot of people were looking for the Giannis move. It didn't happen. I think
Giannis looking bad out here.
We even pushed our show another day thinking, that might be a big trade. Nothing happened. But, Kristaps Porzingis did get traded. Good move for that. You had James Harden moving from that was crazy. The whole thing there, like he forced his way out to get to Cleveland. Okay. Is Cleveland any closer to a championship? I don't know. They might compete. You never know. But I don't think James Harden is going to be the final piece that puts them over the top. But I think the biggest move was clearly Anthony Davis getting shipped out to the Wizards. Will that change the life of either one of these teams right now? No. But the fact that last year, the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers for AD, and it was said that this is going to be the move that puts the Mavs over the top. And 1 year later, AD shipped out for Chris Middleton, and they did get 2 1s and 2 2s, but
did you see the ones?
It's terrible, man. Calvin,
they got Oklahoma City one.
Let's start with your thoughts on this AD trade first.
From the Wizards' perspective, I like the move. I like the move. When you add that to Trae Young, when you add that to the fact that neither one will play this season, and they have the potentially go to get a top 4 draft pick, so you can go out here, you can get AJ Debinca or Boozer or Peterson from Kansas, so you can get a top draft pick and then add him to what you have here now, and add him to the young talent you have with Bud Carrington. I don't think they're not going to compete for a championship, but they can compete for a top 6 seed and be out the play-in. And I like the move. And then even if AD plays well, you can even flip him and get a first-round pick back. So I like the move from the Wizards' perspective. They're finally moving in the right direction. I'm not saying they're going to win the title with this move, but they have the potential to get back to where they were when they were competing for a top 3 or 4 seed under the John Wall era. So I like the move.
Justin, what's your thoughts?
I also like the move for Washington. It's man, honestly, they've been playing chess. I know people like to use
Yeah.
that cliche out there,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, they did get two pretty good players at that position, um, with not really giving up too much at all. They didn't give up
Yeah.
no high quality draft stocks and no players, no significant players for them. So yes, Trey Young is still hurt. Anthony Davis is still hurt. We're not, they put themselves in the Philadelphia category. Whereas though when healthy, okay, I have to look at Washington sideways a little bit. Like, okay, y'all just not going to be a pushover, but we're going to go on the injury side. With that being said, Trey Young can give you 20, 25, and 10 easy. He's a walk-in double-double with no problem. Defensively, there's a problem, but that's why you got someone like AD, because defensively he can pick up. He can do that. Alex Sarr, he proved to be the best freshman out that draft class. Between him and Ricochet. Over in Atlanta, which he can barely get time now. You know what I'm saying? So Starr is legit. He's a legit power forward, and and he can play off. I'm quite sure he can play off of Anthony Davis very well. And all he needs is a 2-guard or a wing player coming out the draft. Don't listen to Gilbert Arenas because he wants his son to go there, which I wouldn't be mad because he is a pretty good 2-guard. But that's all they need. You need someone that can put the ball in the hole, pause, and do it at a high clip. If they get like a VJ Edgecombe or something like that from Philly, like if they get one of them on this team,
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be serious, man.
Keyshawn George ain't bad. I think you can give him a little bit more shine. He hasn't been bad. I bet on him all the time. Go ahead.
Understood. I'm not knocking it, but you want someone that can give you 25.
Yeah, big play.
And that's what you. But that's instead of being 5 or 6 pieces away coming into the season, they're like one piece in health away from being like a legit team to go into the playoffs with. So Washington, shout out to y'all. I didn't see it coming. I don't think y'all didn't see this shit coming.
Yeah. What other moves did y'all like from this trade deadline? There were a couple little moves here and there. Justin, I'm gonna start with you. I know your Knicks made a move.
We got rid of our Frenchman, Yabusele. That was the one guy that had a decent highlight against LeBron James against when they played in the Olympics. That's his claim to fame. But he just couldn't fit well in our system. With that being said, he did put up 15 points on his new team. Like he just did that. But no, he was a fish out of water when it comes to Mike Brown. Spread the ball, a high pace, moving around, keep the thing flowing. He just didn't fit. So, and he got here before Mike got here. So, that's just, it is what it is. We also picked up Jose Alvarez. Those that don't know,
Alvarado,
a little Hispanic yo. Jeez. Okay. Well, he's good because I know
he in Orlando. Where was he at?
New Orleans.
Yeah. Those that's watching, he's the guy. If you watch highlights of someone that's like stripping the ball in the other team's backcourt, that's him.
Yeah.
He does play high defense and he can shoot the ball a little bit. So he's a good quality player. The reason why it's on time is because our GM Leon Rose, he didn't let anybody know that one of our main bench players, Deuce McBride, is dealing with a serious injury, and he might be out for the rest of the season, but in time for the playoffs. He's dealing with like some oblique pain that needs surgery. But they just said oblique pain, stomach pain, or whatever. They kept it real light so they won't get fined. But they kept it all because when you have that information out there that makes you desperate, that make teams, up the ante when it comes to draft and trades and trades of that nature. So he played it low, and we got a good quality player to replace him up until that time he comes back, and then we can see what we do with him there. So that was a great move for them. So New York, we did something other than nothing. Of course, Giannis was the number one thing that everyone was trying to get, but in order to make a Giannis deal work this late in the season, it'll take a lot, and no one wants to get hustled out. No one wants a Luka Doncic part 2. And it is what it is. You label Luka Doncic, no one wants that again. So, this type of thing needs an off season to kind of season, and then we'll see where Giannis goes in the off season.
Calvin, what was the move you had your eye on?
First of all, Giannis out here looking soft with that comment after he didn't get traded. But the biggest move, I got Zubac. He posted the meme from Wolf of Wall Street where it's like, I'm not going nowhere. Winners build, losers do something, losers leave or something like that.
Team Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, but you just asked for a trade though. But I digress. But the biggest move I had was Zubac to Indiana. You get your center again, and you keep your draft pick from this year with 1 through 4 protected, so you're able to build with that draft pick, and then you're gonna get Halliburton back next year as well. This is a team that was just in the finals in Game 7 last year. You're gonna add Zubac, you're gonna add a top draft pick, and you're gonna add your point guard back. They could be back next year.
You think Zubac is going to make life different like that?
I'm thinking he going to average more rebounds than Miles Turner did last year. I don't need him to get buckets. I just need him to be a center, be a defensive presence, and get rebounds. That's all I need.
Okay. I mean, it's a move. Certainly a move. Didn't the Lakers make a move?
They got Luke Kennard. That was a big move from Atlanta.
Yeah, they're going to have a starting 5 all white boys.
After LeBron leave and go to Cleveland next year to play with James Harden.
Even while LeBron
there. Yeah, but any other moves that jumped out to y'all from the week? Anything? Splash moves? Anything? Little small transactions that might lead to something else?
The Triple J move to Utah was interesting because I didn't him playing alongside Lauri Markkanen just doesn't. Yeah, it's like on a small front court, but Utah's taking a chance, I guess. So that was something I didn't see come interesting move, and that was just Ja by himself in Memphis. So obviously he's next to go sometime this summer.
I want to hit on that. I was like, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, that Harden trade, it's funny, right? It's just one of those like, what does Harden bring to a team? No postseason accolades, but that's what you got Donovan for, and I think that's the trade-off. And this is love to your boy Donovan. I think he's the one that's going to benefit the most out of this. He doesn't have to play make at all anymore. That's all Harden. Harden's going to be all that. Now, can he play off ball where he's brought in to be a 2-guard? I know he has the ball in his hand a lot of the times, but just when it gets to you, do your thing at that point. You need to be more of an assassin out here, whereas though you can give him 30 to 40 every single night. That's what he has to do, especially in the playoffs. But when it comes to easier baskets for their bigs, they got 2 of the best bigs in the league. Yeah. Those things are going to be easier for them. So even when James Harden gives you that 9-point performance in the playoffs, it's up to the other guys to then carry him because he's going to be the one setting everybody else up. It is what it is. You have to be prepared for this at this point in time. He ain't going to show you
point guard, man. Just call him a point guard, and you'll be a lot more. Like I listened to Nick Wright break down all Harden's big collapses in the playoffs. I'm like, okay, but a lot of that he turned himself into a facilitator. And he not that guy no more. Like, yeah, he'll turn it on every once in a while, but he is better as a 3rd option or maybe even a 4th option at this point. Like, goddamn.
You know what I mean? He's playing more than Garland is right now, too, at least this season. So,
yeah, and he kind of took himself out. I wonder what happened in LA. Was it just the money?
They say he wanted the extension, but they don't want to extend anybody past next season because that's when they got the cap room. And then I heard a rumor that they thinking Kawhi getting suspended. That's why everybody kind of bailing ship.
They all clean the house, ain't they?
So yeah,
maybe that's why he playing hard and scoring all these damn points. He's like, hey man, let me let him know my value still here, even though I'm gonna be gone.
I'm gonna be gone the next 30 games. So
I'll be healthy. Anyway, yeah, so that'd be interesting. Western Conference Player of January was Luka, averaging 34, 7 and 9, and Jaylen Brown, 29, 7 and 4, almost 5. Yeah. Very good. For the
they made a move to get Vucevic. So they got
Boston traded away
Anthony
Simons. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He really wasn't helping.
Tatum's on his way back. That's what that tell me.
Yeah, they're telling me Tatum on his way back, and they need a center.
Yeah,
and they lost Horford and Porzingis and all them. So
yeah. Eastern Conference defensive player was Wemby, and Thompson, excuse me. Detroit, man. I don't know, man.
They lost tonight, though.
They did. Who they play?
The Wizards.
Wizards got a little shot in the arm, baby.
That's what that is. The fact that like you said, Detroit, Asar Thompson, he's just one of those ones, man. He's gonna be a dog for the next 10 years, man. And Victor, I'm just glad to see Victor healthy, man. Victor been healthy for the majority of the season, and he beat OKC again. Again. Yo, that is so that will pay so much dividends when it comes to the playoff play if they get matched up with them. They won't be afraid of OKC, I'll tell you that much. You can go there.
Then Eastern Conference Player of the Week last week was Brandon Miller, averaging 26.5, 50% from three. He's been coming on pretty good.
Charlotte been playing good, like low key.
They coming
and even Cooper Flag had that little stretch where he averaged like 38, 7 and 7. But Con Knipple, he's been playing well for the rookie out of the Charlotte. He's been playing well.
Dylan Brooks averaged almost 29 last week. 54% from three. I know he was pissed off he didn't make the offense, the All-Star team, but hey, man, go ball. You know what I mean? I don't think Devin Booker made the All-Star team either.
I don't think so.
Interesting. But good weeks for them. Any thoughts on what we've seen out of the NBA over the last couple of weeks? I know we didn't talk NBA a lot last week. I don't have the updated standings because we pushed.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it. Stay on this slide for a second. I'm starting to think maybe Dylan Brooks is the reason why teams are winning basketball games. Like when he was with Memphis, they was winning. You can't say that they weren't. They was in the playoffs and all those other things. They ship him off. Where you go after that? Houston started to win games. They was like legit threat to win games. And now he's in Phoenix. And I was sitting for the life of me like, why is Phoenix winning games like that? I'm not saying it's 100% on him. But whatever he brings to this team, whatever he brings to basketball, it's translating to wins for him. And I just wanted to show him some love a little bit on that one. And I think for Charlotte, is Lonzo Ball going to make his way to Charlotte? Does he get brought out? Because I think he got traded to
he did get brought out.
Yeah, he got brought out.
Man, go ahead and give him with his brother, man. Let's see Charlotte actually do something. They've been winning some games, man. I like Charlotte.
Is Lonzo healthy?
He gonna be what he is now.
At this point,
whatever he is, this is him.
That knee injury when he missed like a year and a half or like 2 years, and when he was in Chicago, I don't think he's ever really recovered from that and recovered that explosiveness that he had when he came in the league. So, like Justin said, he is what he is at this point. You can't expect any more from him.
Yeah, Calvin, anything jumping out to you right now? You got OKC setting atop the West, but I think Shea has a little injury he's dealing with.
Yeah, it's like a quad. It's a muscle injury. I remember I heard about it earlier today. So, but look, Denver without Jokic, without Murray for a little bit as well, really held chip. And look, they're right there in the Western Conference. I did not see that coming. Portland has been playing well as well. We talked about Denny Avdia a couple weeks ago. He's really still been playing well, and they've been coming on, and they're sneaking into the play-in at this point. And Golden State, I wonder at this point they still gonna make the play-in. Jimmy Butler's out. They traded Kuminga for Porzingis.
That was another move.
What are you really going to get out of him on a consistent basis? Steph is out there all alone for the first time in his career, so I'm just want to see what happens with them. And
they flirted with trading Draymond.
But they won't trade Draymond for Giannis. That was the rumor.
He was in the package.
Yeah, he was part of
Draymond commented on it, so he was like,
he was going right back that next year.
They came to me. They let me know.
You know, a team has started out January 2-9, but since they did that, they've been like winning like the last 9 or 10 games. In case y'all didn't know, that team was the New York Knicks. They've been busting ass these last few weeks, and shout out to Cat, man. I think the rumors and the trade stuff, the speculations was getting to his head, and he was playing like it. He was playing like he's a man on his way out. And to his credit, he got himself together, straightened up his own ship, and now he's playing very cat type basketball.
OG
And
been balling.
oh, of course, I'm the one that say you don't let go of OG. And Mikal Bridges has been doing this thing, and JB he outdueled Jamal Murray and Jokic. I know you just brought them up, Denver. Yeah, they was playing like 2 nights ago, last night or whatever, and he outdueled them, man. So shout out to that. So we righting the ship, man, righting the ship right when we're supposed to, man.
Yeah, I was going to give the Knicks a shout out because I watched that
can
game
go myself. Thank you.
And it was pretty entertaining, And Jokic is back. You know what I mean? It's not like he wasn't 100%.
He got a triple double.
Yeah, he played well, and they got outpaced in the fourth quarter. It is what it is. Good win by the Knicks in the Garden. It was good game. I'm interested in the Philadelphia 76ers. I know I bring them up every week, man. And I know Paul George got suspended for the PED.
Breaking news too, Hall of Fame. But go ahead.
Yeah, we gonna. I've been watching, keeping my eye on NBA Honors tonight. Started at 9:00. But,
NFL.
You know what I meant. NFL Honors.
They
moved it to Thursday. It used to be on Saturday, but for some reason they moved it to Thursday, which is better. I guess because the players from the Super Bowl couldn't attend on the night before the game. So it is good that everybody can be there. And if you don't want to be there for the Super Bowl, you can get out of town by the weekend. But Philly, man, Joel Embiid is back. I don't care. I know I've been talking about this. It's probably like my 4th week bringing it up. But that's how many weeks in a row the guy has been playing consistently high-level basketball. And I think whatever they're doing, they're managing his minutes. And he's not like it's your turn, my turn, that kind of stuff. Him and Max are playing well together. I think it's very well. And I don't know, man. You see where they sitting at right now.
Somebody test them. Somebody test them. if Paul went down, test it too. Test them now.
Look, they sitting in the 5 seed. I don't know, man. That's a first-round matchup for somebody. That 4 or 5. I might not want to be there in that 4 or 5 spot. If Philly going to be my matchup,
that'd be great. I would love Cleveland, Philly.
No. I'm talking about if I'm the Knicks. You better stay up there. You might not want to. No,
we're not worried.
Philly
about
to drop a little bit or nothing.
Not worried about
I don't know, man. Cat versus Embiid would take that nigga's lunch.
It won't be that. It'll be Robinson first and foremost. And when they played each other already, we see how that work out. We're good.
All right. Anyway, I like what I'm seeing in Philly. Calvin, anything else for you?
No, I ain't got nothing else. They just released the Hall of Fame inductees.
I just said that.
Well, let's go breaking news then. We can wrap up basketball for a second, but I got to come back. We got other stuff. What you got? Hall of Fame.
Larry Fitzgerald, Lou Kuechly, Roger Craig. I didn't know he wasn't in. Vinatieri and Drew Brees.
Vinatieri? Yeah, he deserved it.
So no Suggs, no Yonder, Manning didn't make the last cut.
Yeah, I didn't expect Yonder, but I expected Suggs to make it.
I didn't think Keek was gonna make it. I thought it was another linebacker that was in there.
He only played like 5 years, didn't he?
Yeah. Short career.
Like 6'7".
I thought he played less than Patrick Willis, because Patrick Willis played like 7 to 8. I thought Luke Keek was like literally 5. Just one on the Super Bowl run.
Who's the old school players that made it in?
I haven't seen that yet.
Over Belichick and
I guess it's just Roger Craig, I guess.
I thought it was a maximum 3.
I only see 1. I'll check somewhere else, but that was it.
The whole list is invalid, so it really don't matter to me. You don't put Belichick in. What of course Suggs not gonna get in. You know what I mean? Like
Robert Kraft didn't get in too. I heard he was up.
I mean, but he's been on the ballot for years. It's not like
I didn't realize he'd been on the ballot.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an owner forever. Damn, Suggs ain't make it. That's tough. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I can't even be shocked no more. It's second year, right?
For Suggs, yeah. The Suggs and Young are the same year, I think.
Luke Kuechly make it in on the first try.
Luke.
So he a first ballot Hall of Famer. Was he on the ballot last year?
No, I think he first up.
No, him and Fitzgerald first ballot.
So Luke Kuechly is a first ballot Hall of Famer over T.O., Bill Belichick.
No, Kuechly was in second year. It's Breeze and Fitzgerald the first ballot.
And they should be. You know what I mean? Those them type of people, you go in the room and the presenter stands up and says, Larry Fitzgerald.
That's it.
Sit back down. That's it. You know what I mean?
Well, you would think that for T.O. too.
100%. Yeah. But at least you can at least say he had his haters and you can justify, hey, something just not going to vote for T.O.
No, I can't.
But Larry Fitzgerald,
zero.
There's nobody that has a problem with Larry Fitz. Nobody.
That's true.
Nobody. Anyway, let's get into this All-Star game coming up this weekend. The U.S. versus the world. It was some controversy there. LeBron got put on the reserve team, left out Kawhi Leonard, but in the end, Kawhi has now been put on the team. And a lot, like you say, I heard some grumblings that a lot of that was having to do with a lot of the stuff with him taking the money for the stuff like that. But in the end, he was put on the team. So how it breaks down is simple. All right. 2 U.S. teams and 1 world team. The NBA All-Star game will feature a 3-team round-robin mini-tournament. And they broke it down into the format. You can see it here on the screen. The writing is too small for me, so I can't really. But what's y'all thought about this new format and how they're going to do it with the U.S. versus the world? Calvin, I'll let you start.
I dislike the specific format with the 3 teams and 2 teams play each other, and then they kind of meet up on Sunday to decide who plays the world team or who plays that final game. Not a fan of that. The USA versus the world format as a whole was going to be, I think, it's interesting because it's time for the world to actually whoop the U.S. ass and then make them play harder more often in the All-Star game. But I don't like this 3-team format. Last year was rookies and sophomores, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was 4 teams last year. It was rookies and sophomores. And then, I'm not a fan of this format, but the USA versus the world as a whole, that seemed like it was interesting, but I hate this new 3-team format.
Well, how do you do it? How do you do it and give everybody an all-star opportunity if you don't do it like this? It's inherently more all-stars, you know what I mean? Like from a numbers perspective. You can't just put 15 or 10, you know what I mean? Like 20 all-stars all together. Like, how do you do that? You got to still name guys to the All-Star team.
Look,
and it can't be a designation of we got to have this amount of All-Stars from the world and this amount from the United States. Like All-Stars and All-Star, you know what I mean?
I mean, at this point, you have 24, 25 names listed on here. Before it was it was, you got your 5 starters, you got 6 people going on the bench. Let's go. It's the best of the best. That's how it was. That's how we were taking it. But now, I mean, I didn't think Norman Powell deserved a spot, but I haven't watched Miami a lot this year. So
he played well all year.
Okay, but I'm not saying he's not the best player on that team, but has Bam played better than him? I mean, no. What are we really doing? But
no,
I'm not a fan of this 3-team system. That's all I got.
Justin, your thoughts?
You said a lot to say that. Yes, I agree. The 3-team system is whack. I'd rather for them just to split it down the middle. We got Team World and Team USA. That's all I need. I don't need this extra stuff. And then we fill in from there. Those that make it. Those that don't. You can get all-star consideration. You can get a nominee or whatever. You can get an asterisk. At the end of the day, it don't matter. Just like the Pro Bowl. It don't matter.
No.
It don't matter.
That's 2 different things, dog.
You got an asterisk there. If some of these players going to start declining not to play in this All-Star game. Some of them don't play when they do play. So we'll see what they do for this. But yeah, I could have just been 1 team versus 1v1 and just have 1 game at it. I think the multiple mini games or whatever, I think that's what's going to draw thin. I don't. It's going to be hard for them to get geared up to play after you just had this little mini game. You got to do it again, and all right, now on Sunday, here we go. Here's the big game. It's supposed to be a break for these guys at the same time, so it plays towards that. I I'll fall back and I'll see how it goes, and we'll comment afterwards. But it's not looking the best to me. But it looked like a cluster F. That's what it looked like, to be honest with you.
I like it. I like that the NBA is willing to try different things, and we'll see. I'm willing to give it an opportunity to work. I like the whole USA versus the world thing, and however they figured out that this is the best way to do it initially, they'll tweak it. It ain't no break. This is their job, man. Like the NBA has been on the back burner. Like NFL is number one. They are dominating everything. Y'all need whatever gimmick you can come up with to try to steal some attention away from what the NFL has been doing for the past 6 months and really longer than that. The NFL has become a 365 days a year. You cannot turn on ESPN without them, Mike Greenberg, and having a panel with all these different NFL players. And the NBA now gets one segment, maybe two, if they're lucky. And that's even in all, like, when the regular like season is over, and then they talking about the draft, then they talking about this, then they like free agency and like so. No, these type of things get people excited about NBA basketball, and it should be good for the weekend. This is look, you actually are at a disadvantage even this weekend. I mean, this next weekend. I mean, because you got the Super Bowl, and then next thing you know, everybody's gonna be talking about NBA. So take advantage of this bump right now. You know what I mean? Like, I think do something to grab people's attention. And it's President's Day weekend, people off. You know, they make it a bigger thing like it used to be, man. All-Star weekend used to matter. So anyway, that's my rant on that. Let's move on. Before we get out of here, Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble this past weekend. He will now move on to challenge CM Punk for the world title at WrestleMania. I thought that promo segment on Raw, chef's kiss. That to me is called a WrestleMania main event. Like, this ain't no weak challenger versus a champion who don't deserve it. This ain't Jey Uso trying to beat.
I was thinking you just gonna say Jey Uso right after that. Like, you should have just led with Jey Uso. That's what you should have did.
Yo, Roman basically told you last week I had to come back because creative tried to. Y'all talk about y'all want an opportunity. We gave you the opportunity, Jay, and you couldn't keep your breath. You out here getting gassed off of Yeaton.
That
and when the
included
bell
Gunther
ring,
too.
Yeah,
Just make sure you say that.
yeah, that's true.
Gunther don't get gassed. What you talking about?
He said, I gave opportunity for the people that was younger than him, and they dropped the ball. Yeah,
That
that's
is
as simple
not-
as that.
He was
That
talking about
includes Gunther.
Jey
That
Uso.
he would have
It
just said
didn't
family
include-
was specified. But
No. I know because I talked to people there. He was talking about Jey Uso, his cousin. That's why they did that spot in the Royal Rumble when he came in there and Jay started yeeting and he smacked him because
And guess
he's
what? And
very
that's why they did the
disappointed in him.
exact same spot when he threw Gunther ass about it there too. I can say the
No.
same exact thing.
But
Same
it's
exact
not
thing you
true.
just said.
Gunther is actually a guy they believe in because the proof is in the pudding. Gunther
Yeah, they
went all
have
year.
him do a retirement tour or get rid of people instead of being a champion,
guess
carrying
who's gonna be
the whole
Guess
thing.
who's going to be the most dominant big man in the history of this business when
Oba
he
Femi.
retires?
Obafemi.
Brock Lesnar.
Obafemi.
Get ready to say
Y'all
Obafemi.
be- hey, I know
Okay,
we all
so
black
what
and we
you
love that.
saying now?
There is no comparison between the push they put behind Gunther and whatever they're going to do with
They're
Obafemi.
basically
I
making
love
Obafemi the next Brock
But they're
Lesnar.
not going to do it. You can wish it into existence, and I hope it does work. But
If you
Gunther
want to talk about bigs, I
is
can
the guy.
throw Trick is about the same size as Gunther. Trick's gonna have a better career than Gunther.
It's not about size; it's about athletic ability and wrestling skill. Trick is not
Athletic ability.
in
Did you say that?
nowhere's. Yes,
Gunther has zero athletic
I was
ability.
curious. That's not a good correlation when you say athletic ability.
What has Gunther done athletically?
have you
Ever.
seen Gunther wrestle? He makes
Yes,
everybody
he has
look like a million
five
bucks.
moves.
In case
Yes.
you forgot, he did.
He got
tap out
5
last
moves
year.
now.
He got a chop, another chop, L
He got
lock,
a tap. He got a tap.
and
out.
what else? He got a boot, and that's about and a power bomb. That's Gunther's match. That's a Gunther match.
Okay. All right.
This is not
Sure.
NXT Gunther no more. This is not
Hold on,
that
hold on,
version.
hold on.
This is not Walter.
Did you not see him against anybody over the last year make them look like way better than what they really were? Way better than what they really were. Come on, man. Wrestling is not how many moves you can do. It's how much emotion can you draw from the fans when you do.
You are moving the goalpost. I'm arguing the athletic part
when
of it.
Have you ever
now
seen
you're saying
Gunther
everything else
win
involved in it.
When have you ever seen him
what
win
has he done that was athletic?
I know
it's athletic. I know it's that ugly looking top rope splash he does. That's athletic.
So
that's the most
because
athletic
you can do a
thing
nice splash, that means you're not an athlete.
It is one of the worst splashes in history.
So let me ask you a question: is a defensive tackle an athlete?
Yes.
Is an offensive lineman an athlete?
Slightly.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're talking apples and oranges. I'm talking real wrestling here. And Gunther is the best wrestler in the company. Like when we talking about wrestling is, can I make my opponent look better than what they are?
I understand the art of selling.
That's what he
I understand that.
That's what he does. And every Gunther match will get the crowd involved to the point where they're like, damn, I want to see him lose. That's the and Jey Uso had every opportunity to take that ball and run. And every time he was winded, he would look lost. He even said it, man. I'm just happy to be here. Like, what are we talking about?
I thought the person that's supposed to run the company is one of the best ones to run the company, which is the person that you put the title on. And they have not done that from Gunther. That's all I'm saying. They are going over damn near a year without putting the belt on Gunther again.
Gunther was champion for over 200 days. What are you talking about?
He should always be the champion then. If he's that good as advertised, he should be the champion now.
Gunther was champion for, I think it was damn near 300 days. Come to think of, what am I talking about? He was an Intercontinental champion for like 400 days. They dropped that and then gave him the world title right after that. Of course, you got to give somebody else an opportunity at some point. They gave it to Jey Uso. And what happened? Jey flopped. They said, we got to get Gunther back on top. They give Gunther the title back to get the transition, to get it to Punk for the story for Seth Rollins. All of that made perfect sense. That's wrestling.
You can go through a whole wrestling and not have to worry about Gunther, and no one would bat an eye. When he was gone, no one cared.
Everybody cared. Everybody who knows wrestling.
You saw no article saying where's Gunther.
Everybody who knows wrestling cared. And when he came back, he was put right into the biggest match they could possibly book, and that was John Cena's retirement match. You don't put him in that match if he's nothing, according to what you just said. You don't retire John Cena if you're just somebody the company doesn't have no faith in, and then have him go where.
You know what? You didn't just retire John Cena.
You choked his ass out and made him tap. And made him tap.
Last match.
And made him tap. You don't get that spot for being somebody the company has no faith in.
Gunther didn't even know he tapped out. That was all Cena.
Come on, man.
He didn't know.
Come on, man. You moving the goalpost.
I'm not. He didn't know. That was a John Cena decision.
He is the guy. He is the heel. He's a heel. He's not a baby face. He shouldn't be this lovey-dovey. Everybody love me. He's the best heel they got. And when he faced Brock, watch how many people be interested in that. When when they build him up to that level, that's a big match. That's what you want. When him and Roman finally face, they have never faced. Watch how many people into that match, because they've done a great job protecting Gunther. And you know when they didn't protect Gunther? When they let Jey Uso beat him. waste of skin. Anyway,
made him tap out, by the way.
Pathetic. That mean they really believed in Jey. Oh, if you let him tap out your one of the guys that never lose, come on, man. And that's why Roman said, y'all say y'all want the ball, I give you the ball, and this is what you do with it. Go out there, can he get in the gym? Can he keep your cardio? That's pathetic. Anyway, Punk, Roman, that's the Mania main event. What did y'all think of the Royal Rumble match overall? Calvin, I haven't heard from you in a while.
Overall, I loved it. My biggest gripe is some of the timing of some of the entries. Like we had this Brock Oba face off, and then you just cut to who came in? Jey came in next.
Jey Uso.
And then once you cut back to the ring, all of a sudden Brock's out the ring. Like you had this legendary clash that you could have had. I hated, like, there should have been moments. I understand in 60 seconds pause for another 15 seconds. Let's give this one camera angle 15 seconds. Let's see this clash. We're going to see something going on in the future. But overall, I love the youth movement in the Rumble. We had Trick in there. You got Obafemi in there. Obafemi came out one. I would have liked to seen the Braun Breaker Obafemi face off as well, but I'm not upset. Held that off. Yeah. I'm not upset at what happened to Braun. I wanted to hear y'all opinions on who y'all thought that was. I'm still on Austin Theory bandwagon, but I like how they did that to kind of hold him off and kind of set up him and Seth for the Rumble for the Mania. But overall, I like the Rumble. I liked it.
Justin,
it was okay. It was average at best. Although I was pretty much right on every person that I picked when it came to this. I think the highlight of the night is Lash Legend by far. I think she performed very well in the Women's Royal Rumble, so she's going to get her flowers for that. But I did say Liv was going to win, and she won in a pretty dramatic move. So I like the way she Liv won. I don't like the Raw when they let Raquel loose, but we continue on when it comes to the men's Royal Rumble. I believe I said if it wasn't for the double DQ with the double joint with Cody and Fatu, I said Roman's going to win this thing. And he did, and he looked good doing it. It was nothing crazy that he did. It's just Roman. But I think one of the stars of the show was Oba. Oba had a streak. I think they just cut it too short. I wished him and Brock would have squared off a little bit more. But I get it, right? You just do a simple tease, and then you see them later on, and let's see how they go with that. But from what they did the following night when it comes to Raw with Oba, they clearly think that Oba's going to be one of those ones for them moving forward in the company, and I'm here for every second of it.
Yeah, overall it was a good Rumble, not a great Rumble. I liked the women's match. I thought it started rough. Started rough, to say the least, but it really showed you the level of talent that they have on the women's side. When you can bring in Becky Lynch in early, get her out of there, and there's still big stars to come, like Rhea, Io, the way Io got eliminated, the way Rhea got eliminated. Last year had a nice little run. I like Sol Ruka. She had some good moves, man. I thought
that spot she did on JC Jane.
Yes, yes,
yeah.
Yes, sir. That was the best spot of the match to me.
That was the best solo spot. Yes, I give you that.
I like. I never was a Bella's fan, but I get the nostalgia of it. Bree's first time coming back, and if
you get the Daniel Bryan of it,
yeah, you know the whole backstory of them not wanting.
It was
her husband not, he works for AEW, so Nikki was allowed back, but she really wasn't, and then they finally made the deal to allow her to come back. So it was pretty dramatic for her to come back. But I was waiting for Bianca, but apparently she's not ready. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
You see Ford lately?
Yeah, I've heard that they are going to bring them back in a different way, but there was almost like a forcing of the hand. Let's put it that way. So we'll hear more about that.
Have you seen him though?
Yeah, I've seen him. Mm-hmm.
He put on some pounds, right?
Yeah.
Either that's a part of his creative reset.
Yeah.
Or somebody might be pregnant at home. We just don't know about it because that has a tendency to put some extra pounds on you too.
If you really, really think about it, no knuckle keeping you out that long. But what I did hear was because Naomi got pregnant, and you don't want to make Bianca the pregnant mommy at home type this early. It might be a hidden pregnancy, or she might have lost the baby. That's two different things, but that was something that was floated out there. But because of privacy laws, they didn't want to speak on it. So we might hear more about it. You might never hear about it, but I heard it was more than a knuckle. Let's put it that way. And I just heard that the other day from somebody who would know. So
before Royal Rumble?
No, it was after, because I was wondering what the hell happened. You know what I mean? And because Jade is still the plan. I heard it's still the plan, Bianca and Jade. But Lash might be the backup for
Bianca.
That's why they wanted to feature her a little bit, give her a little shine. and then if you do the turn with her, she would turn on Nia, and that would be the boom boom, get her up there for Jade.
Double
Again,
heel,
a lot of moving parts. A lot of
or the turn on Nia makes her a face.
yes,
Gotcha.
flipper. You know what I mean? And might give some juice to Trick in the process, because I heard that they feel like Trick might need a little bit more steam behind him, because they don't want to squander him and might want to do something to separate him and put him with Lash, because, you know, that's his real girl. But anyway, that's just a lot of stuff that's been discussed. I don't know if anything finalized. Gunther retired AJ Styles. It was a good match. I thought it was good. AJ, look, man, I gave a long speech about what I feel about AJ last week. But if you notice, he didn't take his gloves off, kept them on. Now, he did an interview on Stephanie's podcast today.
What did he say?
He said that she asked him, like, why'd you not take your gloves off? He said, well, you know, I never want to say never. I'm not saying I'm coming back right now, but I got a son. He wants to be a wrestler. Hell, I might come back one day and do a tag team match with him. But you never want to leave it out there. Even Shawn Michaels came back for a match. Ric Flair came back. So I don't want to be one of those guys to say I'll never come back, and then I come back and then people call me a liar. So, hey, I lost due to a stipulation. I didn't come out and say I was retiring. He was in kayfabe, you know what I mean? But it did leave the door open that he coming back, but he might not leave WWE. You know what I mean? Like, it did kind of feel like he was saying, like, I'm done for a while. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was leaning AEW because of some things I heard, but maybe he really is going to chill it. Maybe they convinced him to be like, hey, man, ride it out, man. We're going to put you in the Hall of Fame eventually. You know what I mean? I don't know. What y'all think?
I think that sounds like TNA.
I think it sounds like AEW.
Give us some time. Let him come up with a contract that he likes.
Yeah.
That's just all it is. You don't want to sign a deal where it's though like, yo, I need you to here, I need you here, I need you here. Wait a second now. I want to be here. I want to be here.
What is that for him in TNA though? I think that's too small potatoes for him. Like just in nostalgia, saying I'm going back to TNA. Is nobody there that was there.
If he doesn't want to do the AEW thing, I think that's his best professional move. But when you bring up his son, how old is his son?
Yeah, he said that.
Like TNA would be the place where you would want to go to let him earn, you know, like come up in the system too, because they going to acquiesce to you anyway. You AJ freaking Styles, so let my son come through this system and I can just kind of oversee it. That's why I think TNA is a decent.
He reminds me of a Shawn Michaels type where, you know, Shawn is working NXT developmental.
I hear a lot of people saying that he should go into the development side.
Yeah, working with the young talent. I think he has a school. I think he had one or he has one down in Georgia. So it might be a good transition for him to go down there and work as an agent, as a trainer, working with young talent. A lot of young wrestlers pattern themselves at the AJ Styles.
AJ Styles anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so that would be something. And then the whole Overfemi Brock standoff. Apparently, there was a lot of issues with this. You could tell.
You could tell with Brock.
Brock was just doing whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Like it was
okay.
reckless.
So he did that thing with Ilya. We get that.
Yes, that was
yeah. My man for King from We Talk Combats, he definitely brought it to my attention. Like he feel like Brock was undervaluing Oba in a sense, and I was like, so this is what did it for me. I'm gonna give you because I took away from you, Lee, so I apologize for that. But when Oba when they had their entanglements, he got German suplex. Okay, cool. He then in the very next opening gave him a clothesline, and Brock sold the hell out that clothesline. So that told me that at least he's on board for whatever's happening. He's just not going to make it easy.
That's what it is. He wanted to show I'm still the big dog, and he got work to do. And the justification backstage was that wasn't the plan. This is what Brock did on his own. The justification was he just ran through everybody. He'd been in this whole Rumble the whole time. He threw some guys out, made guys look like they were less than. Remember, he tossed Rusev out like it was nothing.
No, it was nothing.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I heard Rusev was not too happy about the booking, not with Oba, but like
not main event. Rusev.
Exactly.
The one that's on WWE main event, not the fact that he's the main event.
Yeah, he wanted the main event, but he left AEW to come back because he wanted to be top spot guy. You know what I mean? And again, on paper, you look at Rusev, he in that realm of if the old Rusev would have been with these guys. You know what I mean? Like big muscular, whoop ass, meaty meat, beat. But anyway, but apparently it's on the books for WrestleMania in pencil, Brock versus Oba. But something happened on this where they like, we might need.
They won't slow it down.
Yeah, because Brock not the most cooperative here lately, they say. So we'll see.
Then get rid of his ass. Like I don't.
This is the inform. So what do you? I mean, how can you keep him in line when
on board, bro? You can go. AEW wants you going over them. Like,
it's just that he takes the liberties. He takes the liberties. That's the thing. And it's like, this ain't the old WWE when Vince just let you do that kind of stuff. So they ain't gonna reward you. They just send you home. You know what I mean? So Gunther was supposed to retire Brock this year. That's the word. At the end, because Brock say he only got a year left. So Gunther supposed to be the guy. That's what the whole retirement thing supposed to build to. But we'll see. But that was a big talk within the writing room in WWE that Oba got ate up a little bit. They didn't like that. He's supposed to look super strong. So then what they did was they put him out there on Monday and had him destroy the Viking Raiders to try to get his heat back. I didn't like that. I'm like, bro, I don't like that, man. He could have beat one of them. He could have beat the big one.
We have a screen called AEW bound. This person's going to AEW.
The Vikings are.
They are.
They're going to AAA.
Okay, that works too.
They're going to
AAA. I'll tell you that much because they got destroyed.
They probably be down there to their contract up.
So
but
was you laughing at that, or was you like, I can't believe they're doing it to this team?
They had to reestablish Oba.
I'm asking. Because I feel like just chatting with the IWC, right? It's like half of people was like, yo, that was one of the best things I ever seen, right? Just one man to throw like 300-pound dudes like it was nothing. Or the other side was like, nah, they should have did that team better.
Thank you.
I don't care about that side, to be honest with you. I was on the other side.
Fine.
I enjoyed every second of it.
Here's the thing. I don't mind it either way. But what I'm saying is I look at from both perspectives. If you are a fan of the Viking Raiders, Oba comes in and does that to your team, you're not upset at Oba, the character of, you're upset at the booking. You're upset at the booking of pushing this black guy over everybody, and now you get resentment. You know what I mean? Like, now they're going to shove him down our throats. That's what happens to a lot of guys, and it kind of dooms them. And it's not really their fault. They just following the plan. Mm-hmm. So why not just let him go out there, beat Omos? You know what I mean? Put Omos out there, somebody big, impressive looking, have him throw him around, destroy him. You get even more impact out of that moment.
No, we're not going to do black crime. We're not going to do that.
I'm just giving an example.
I know. You went Omos with it. We're not going to do that.
But he's the biggest guy you can do it to. Who's bigger?
That's true. I don't like our Bible conversation right now. But when it comes to the War Raiders, because y'all keep saying other things like Viking Raiders. When it comes to the War Raiders, one of them was was Oba's personal trainer when he was coming up through the system. So
I think it was Ava.
I think that's why they okayed it.
Sure.
And they just and they dealing with it like that's your own. So you're putting up in a sense one of your trainees, like, yo, this is my guy. Like, all right, I'll take a dive for you. I won't do that for nobody else, but I'll do it for you. So I take that. I took that for what it was.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it is. I like that they are pushing guys, and like I was talking to somebody, I'm like, look, man, I just don't want people to get this mindset that if they not pushing my guy right now, that it is a bust. Like I listened to Ricochet. Did y'all hear Ricochet's interview? Or he had a whole lot of tweets. He had a lot of,
I thought it was comments, but
he did an interview too. But he did all them tweets, and he was saying about his time in WWE. I'm like, Ricochet, bro, you do know. I know you from New Japan, Lucha Underground, for years ago when I used to watch PWG. Of course, I know you, but I'm a super wrestler fan. I'm not no casual. But most people got to know you because of your time in WWE.
Because of your lady.
But I'm just saying.
That is true.
For you to act like you was this mega star that everybody knew, and when you was in NXT and them ladder matches and doing all those big moves and you was Prince Puma, dog. That's what you were. Like, a lot of people did not know that you were even Ricochet. You were under a mask. Like, stop it. You became a star in WWE. A lot of people didn't know that Prince Puma was black. Like, no, like they thought he was just a tan white guy. Like, you know what I mean? He was excellent wrestler, but he was under a mask. And then when he came out from underneath that and had that one match with Will Ospreay in New Japan when they did them flips, he became a star. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Ricochet's here. But WWE took him and put him on a huge display. To act like none of that matters, it kind of like disrespects the fans who was really like riding for you and wanted to see you get to that next level. I think you gotta be careful when you do that kind of stuff. And then he looped in Sami Zayn, and Sami was pissed and posted something today. Did y'all see that? With Mike Tyson? I put it in our group.
I saw something about Tyson. So what? So
yeah,
you
Sami posted that. He was like,
so what's
it was about basically like, I don't care about no legacy. He's like, because El Generico had a better legacy than Sami Zayn.
Oh,
Sami was like
that route.
Okay.
Why you
Sami
looping
Zayn
me
got him
into
that
this?
money though.
Like, Sami Zayn was in the bloodline. Sami Zayn had hella good story. You know what I mean? Like, him and Kevin Owens. How you gonna disrespect that man's whole career? Like, people didn't even know. Again, Sami Zayn was under a mask as El Generico. People didn't even know what he looked like. What are you talking about? That's the stuff that then makes this too tribal. Because then now AEW versus WWE, people got to defend their side. Like, I'm a wrestling fan. I don't get into.
Don't that make it good for the overall business?
It don't. And people said that at the beginning, but I'm gonna tell you why it don't.
I listen.
There's a clear delineation between WWE and AEW, and that's how big the company is money-wise. One is super major league, and one is not.
One can't compete with NXT,
and you can't. But when you can't take the win over certain aspects, you're always going to now make people pick sides, and then it gets toxic online where these people feel like they got to defend their brand. It's like, I'm a Ravens fan, you a Steelers fan. We both in the NFL, but we hate each other's. Our fan bases hate each other. It's no friendly banter.
MJF do the choke out that Gunther did on Dragon Lee, right? He just is that not like adding fuel to the fire?
I loved it though. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I love AEW. Everybody don't love AEW.
So I guess more of a booking point of view. When Tommaso Ciampa when he
goes right in and wins the title.
But it's like, yeah, that he is that nice though. Like
he should have been used better.
He should have been used better.
100%. But again, okay, say you use Ciampa better. Who's going down a rung because you're using Ciampa better? And I think that's the part people miss. Right now, everybody wants Trick to get elevated. Everybody wants Oba to get elevated. That sounds great. But say, and I said this to somebody earlier, I was having a conversation. Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. A lot of people were pissed off. Oh, he don't need to win. He's done enough. I'm like, okay, say Roman don't win. All right, fine. Drew McIntyre won the world title. A lot of people pissed off. Drew's had won before. He doesn't need to win. I'm like, okay, all right. So let's say Drew's contract is up, right? Drew is not being used right in WWE. He leaves. Who you think's picking him up the next day?
AEW.
If Roman Reigns leaves WWE right now because people tired of him, he's getting shook. Who's picking him up the next? Not even the next day. That night.
AEW, of course.
And they're gonna do what with him?
Put him
put him right to the top.
WCW.
That's my point. Like, y'all not thinking right. Y'all not, like, people not thinking right. I'm like, bruh, if you don't treat certain stars like they stars and they leave, all it's going to do is hurt you in the long run. So you have to cater to those egos. Everybody's not the same. It's it's a pecking order in any competition. Like Lamar Jackson can name certain things that he wants because he can demand that type of thing that as the leading quarterback who's going to be the reason why the team's going to be in contention every year. We don't have to like every move that's made, but guess what? You're going to have to pacify your superstar at some point. That same thing has to apply in wrestling, in basketball, in baseball, whatever the sport is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we love to see Javon Evans win more matches, but at the expense of who? Like, what title is he supposed to win right now at the age of 23? And what spot is he taking? Carmelo just won a title. Can we be happy with that? Can we, let Carmelo have a little run? People are already telling me who need to beat him. I'm like, bro, he just won. Let the man get his legs up underneath of him for a second before we elevate him. Jacob Fatu might win the world title in like a month. Oh, we don't want to see that. What do you mean you don't want to see that? They clearly been building this guy as somebody you should take serious. Mm-hmm. Watch the next progression. Obafemi just came up from NXT. You want him champion next month? Like there's got to be some progression there that you see they've already been building Braun Breaker. You know that's coming. So don't act like we don't know that he's going to be champion at some point. But to act like
I think that the issue is to put a number to it, right? Because that's what people do. Like, I don't know. Like, just pick somebody else. They don't ever put stats behind it. Okay, cool. If you're over 42, you're not getting the title no time soon. Just call it what it is. At some point you have to cut off the older kid. CM Punk should not be champion. It's just it is what it is.
But for you to think he wasn't going to win after he came back, that doesn't make sense. But besides Justin, holding it for 30 seconds.
Justin, that don't work no more though. Because when we were younger,
you sound like MJF.
Let me give you an example.
You're not 100% wrong.
When we were younger, old was considered 40. I agree with you. But how old are we about to like when we were younger? Like let's be real. Like Hulk Hogan. Do you know how old Hulk Hogan was when WWF moved on from him in 1994? And we were like, man, give Bret Hart a chance, give Shawn Michaels a chance. Do you know how old Hulk Hogan was in 1994? He goes to WCW and they put the title on him. The NWO's created, and what happens? It creates the biggest boom in wrestling history. And everybody like, how the hell you let Hulk Hogan get out the building? How'd you let this happen, Vince? Da-da-da. And they was in a fight of their lives, almost going out of business until Steve Austin and Rock come along. Age is it's not about age to me. It's about usage. And if you don't get started until you're late, your window is not going to be that, just at 40, 42, he's done. Because medicine is different. People's training is different. People's body types look a lot different. But how old is
Kevin Nash is right. That's all I'm saying about CM Punk. You should not be having a shirt on all the time when you're the champion. No, pause and all that. But no,
he said like what do you call him? Ham and egg or whatever like that.
Yeah, like, he don't take care of his body. Versus a Randy Orton, right? So similar age, but different type. And I'm okay with that. That means you still put in the work.
Randy is he's old, but he looked like he can still go.
When you brought up the Austin was 33 when he won it. Rock
exactly.
Was 26. Yeah. Kurt Angle was 31. Triple H was 30. Like you could still be in your 30s at least. These dudes are in their 40s winning it. Like give 10 years younger.
WWE had no choice at the time. Remember, WCW signed up all the stars. They had to create their own stars. Remember,
and they did a great job at it. They won.
They were forced to. It's like
they won. That game was the best wrestling we ever seen. They won.
Hot. I agree. I'm just saying you can't make it like John Cena just retired, right? I think John Cena been done for 10 years. Legitimately, if not longer. But you see the value of John Cena.
Right. A 2-month title reign. Cool. I'm okay with that.
That's what I mean.
The last 7 years, the 2-month title reign I'm okay with that. is these guys that's having extended title reigns, so you don't deserve it.
It's
You
like
don't need it.
4.
Like who?
Like I said, CM Punk was the first one to come to mind every goddamn time.
Yeah,
Just got the
you
title.
got the title, what, 2 months?
He was gone for 9 years. Like it wasn't like he was there consistently.
Oh, well.
You know what I mean? He retired, was gone. Like he was forced into retirement, basically. But like I'm just saying, like Seth Rollins is young. Roman Reigns is not that old. I know he's been around.
You know they about to retire, right?
But he don't need to. He's retiring because he got leukemia. He want to get into more acting. He's part-time because of the whole leukemia stuff. He doesn't want to be there every week.
Seth is about to retire too.
Seth just keep getting hurt, man. But Seth is still young. You know what I mean? Cody Rhodes is not even 40 yet, is he?
Cody Rhodes is definitely in his 40s.
Okay. But even if you look at Cody, Cody was wasted most of his run, the original time in WWF. I'm just saying, like, I don't think the age thing really matters because, like I say, if certain people show up tomorrow and they're a star, the fans gonna go off regardless. That's what I look at. Now the Miz can retire right now, and nobody would bat an eye.
No, we need the Miz.
See.
We need people to lose. That's the difference. He's not winning. He's not winning. That's okay. You can lose.
But that's a spot that other people can be taking up and can wrestle better doing it. That's the stuff I have a problem with. If you're gonna get rid of people, get rid of those nobodies at the bottom and add some more good athletes from like NXT or something like that, where they can lose, but at least they look good doing it. Like we don't need Austin Theory. I'm sorry. He adds nothing. What does Austin Theory do in the ring that makes you excited to watch his match? Anything?
He has bad booking.
Okay. All right. I watched
Austin's
the Viking
like
Raiders.
27 years old. He's priming out right now.
He can get better. But I just think he's mayonnaise. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need no more white boys. We need more creative looking, different types of wrestlers. And I think Ricky Saints could come up. You could bring up like some of these guys, man. They ready. What are we waiting for?
On the low.
What'd you say?
I said Ricky 0-2 on the low.
That's what I'm saying. What is he doing at NXT?
Yeah, he needs to go. So I mentioned this before.
Cody just turned 40.
Just turned 40. Yeah, I figured it.
Cody.
I figured he was about to say.
Yeah, once you turn 40, you're 40 plus.
Damn.
Yo.
I got a point.
Y'all need to chill out with this.
All right, so I think something that's missing in the division, and I talked about it on the other show. We talked about it. It's what happened to the light heavyweight and the cruiserweight belts? What happened to that sub tier role where someone like a Ricky Saints or something like that would crush that? You know what I'm saying? Like, give something for the smaller guys to actually go for it, and then you might not would have had Tommaso walk out. He would have stayed because that would have been his realm and stuff like that.
They don't like that. I'm gonna tell you why.
How you have it for years and now you don't like it?
Because I'm gonna tell you why. When they had the cruiserweight title in WCW, it had a stigma to it. Like, those are the cruiserweight guys. We are the real stars over here, going for the world title, going for the big belt. Remember Ray? Jericho was a cruiserweight. Demon Malenko, Chris Benoit, and they all went to management. Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn.
You got to get your weight up.
No, they went to management and said they was walking out. They were not going to be regulated to the lightweight or the cruiserweight division.
And they went over to WWF and they all added like 30, 40 pounds of muscle.
But they were declared stars.
Two of them became world
champions. The Radicals, you remember when it happened? And they said it was a stigma on putting this lightweight title because the style that everybody wrestles is basically the same. What if you watch Seth Rollins wrestle? Would you put him in the lightweight division or would you put him in the heavyweight division? He wrestles like a lightweight.
It wasn't weight. That's what I would need to know.
Huh?
What is his weight? I would need to know that. No, some people can punch up. Let's just call it what it is. Some people can punch up, but those that you don't have a creative lane for right now, all right, you can go ahead on backtrack a little bit, and
I
do
think
that.
that's what the
all I'm
Intercontinental
saying.
titles for. That's what the U.S. titles for. It's
What,
subliminally.
the Intercontinental title that hasn't been defended in over 30+ days?
Who's the champion?
See, Dominic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And he's small.
You get stripped.
He's small. Yeah. But Dominic is star. You can't strip that guy.
He always get it back. He can be 5 times in the Intercontinental champ. Nobody cares at the end of the day.
But I think the title is not important. The man makes the title. We all know that.
That's true. That's why Roman's going after the World Heavyweight title.
That's what I'm saying. But if Roman Reigns decided tomorrow, I want to be the Intercontinental champion, and he go carry that IC title, it'll probably be the most important title in the company. That's just the way it go.
Becky did it.
Becky did the same thing. Yep. That's what I mean. The person makes the title. Once you make it to a certain level, John Cena beat Dominic for the title, didn't he? You know what I mean? If he'd have held that for a while, that would have been a very important title, and whoever beat him would have got the rub from it. I don't know why they didn't do that. That would have been cool. You know what I mean? But anyway, I know we're getting off the point, but yeah, man, I can talk wrestling all day. Look, when y'all next show, man?
Sundays at 3:00.
This Super Bowl Sunday, can't do it.
But, definitely Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, get me on for a Road to WrestleMania show or something.
I'll get you.
Yeah, maybe around the chamber or something like that. I'd like to talk to y'all. I watched one of y'all shows a couple weeks ago. Y'all was talking about because King's wife, she was mentioning something about the usage of some of the women. And I thought she had some interesting points. So I like to get into that discussion. That'd be interesting about the usage.
No problem. Say less.
Yeah. But Calvin, any final thoughts before we get out of here? Don't have to be wrestling, really, anything. Let's talk about NFL honors. What the awards are? Anybody got the list?
MVP.
Was it Stafford?
Matthew Stafford.
All right.
I didn't even see that one.
All right. Anything else?
Any other awards? I saw
Offensive Player of the Year. JSN.
No, okay. I saw was Carolina receiver.
Was he there?
Ricky.
I don't know. I was just looking at pictures. I haven't seen like him holding a trophy.
All right, here we go. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Comeback Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, MVP was close.
Walter Payton Man of the Year, Max Crosby.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that close.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, Drew Brees, Roger Craig, Larry Fitz, Luke Kuechly, and Adam Vinatieri. They put a kicker in. He the only Patriot. He the first Patriot.
So you saying that your boy Justin Tuck got a shot? Right.
Matthew Stafford.
Going to be in New York.
Bobby Wagner made the I thought Man of the Year. Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking at the list. Hold on.
He won.
Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year.
Really won first place vote different.
Wow, Vrabel did win. He deserved it. What y'all think?
His team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say no. Yeah. And the other guy could have got it too. The other person in the Super Bowl.
I didn't think
I'm looking at. I think it's two different lists. One of them is the AP, and one is the NFL honors, right?
I've only seen NFL honors.
Or is it the same thing? All right, Matthew Stafford.
Because I see the one with Stafford.
Stafford
got
separated by 1 vote.
One first place vote, yeah. I see
24 to 23. Woo! Josh Allen got 2 votes. That's some bullshit. That could have been the difference right there.
Oh, the Herbert vote.
JSN. JSN and Christian McCaffrey was separated by 2 votes. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, Carson Schwarzenegger.
From Seattle?
Close. Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel.
They gave Christian McCaffrey Comeback Player of the Year.
Liam Coleman was number 2. separated by three votes.
They gave
Yeah,
T Mac
that's a
the
good one.
offensive rookie of the year, so he beat out my guy.
Burrow always in the running for that.
What comeback player?
Terry McMillan. Joe Tooney won the Protector of the Year in the inaugural year of that city trade. Yeah, McMillan won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wow, Tyler Shough was number 2. Assistant Coach of the Year. When they start doing that?
They've been doing
Josh
that.
McDaniels. Vance Joseph got some votes. Okay,
I scroll right past that.
Okay,
I ain't pay that to
Vance.
nobody though. Am I breaking up?
Vance got some votes, but they ain't getting no head coaching nod as you.
Well, it's that time.
Yeah, guys. Justin's camera's dying, so you know that means time to go. But
Interesting.
It's been a pleasure. This was a good show. We had a long one tonight, but I'm glad we started a little early. It was a Thursday night. We waited the extra night, so that's good. Thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight and got some good feedback tonight. This was cool. We'll be back on our regular scheduled night next week on Wednesday, getting ready for the NBA All-Star game. We can break down some of the teams, look at some things, because NBA is really going to take over from here on out. We'll do a little recap of the Super Bowl next week, get you ready for the off season. But the Olympics start this week, don't they? I think the Olympics kick off on Friday.
Tomorrow, yeah. Opening ceremony tomorrow.
We'll talk some Olympics next week because, they stagger when some of the events start and everything like that. So we'll get into some Olympics next week. And so NBA, get you ready for pitches and catches coming up. And Floyd is suing Showtime. He said he's been cheated out of $240 million. You hear about that?
Go get your money, young guy. Go get your money, dog.
From that 6-fight contract 10 years ago?
He's an idiot. But Paramount got that money now with all that UFC money coming in.
UFC money.
You know what I mean? And the Saudis pumping money into the company, trying to buy Netflix and all that. Like, okay, y'all got money? Run me my check. You know what I mean? I don't blame them. I don't blame one bit. Anyway, we'll see y'all next week right here for another edition with Calvin. Justin, I'm Larry. We'll see you next week right here. Get off the damn fence. Have a good night.